Alrighty, friends, family, fans. Chilled, back now in Bets Research Show. Just going to be relaxing, nothing too crazy. Also, would really appreciate if you hear any technical difficulties or things like that. Just let me know. We're going to go through the Sony Open. We're going to kind of figure out what's cooking. Going to check the model out. We're going to kind of deep dive a few guys here and there, try and figure out where we want to go going into the week, and win some money. What a crazy day today. What a crazy day. We're back. Century Tournament Championship. Champions did not disappoint. Sahith just let us down, man. That last putt needed to go in, man. Just needed to go in, and he couldn't quite get it done for us. But it is what it is. We'll be okay. He did us a good job. You know, we did okay with him. So it is what it is. Off we go. Try and move on. Good job to Chris Kirk. Obviously, he's going to be just fine at the Sony. What's up, Darbo? I kind of got this idea from you a little bit. You know, I really enjoy watching your show and how chill it is. I'm trying to figure out some random music and stuff still, but we'll get there. Put the screen on here shortly and then go from there. I'm trying to update one or two more things real quick, and then we're going to rock and roll. I had my Excel crash on me. So it's going to take just 2 minutes, and then we'll be in action. So I might just show you guys what's going on here so that we can have a fun little time. You can kind of get up behind the scenes of what's going on here behind the model and go from there. So I'm going to put some timestamp nonsense involved. I'm going to do all sorts of fun stuff. I don't know if this view's better or if this view's better. Let me know. But I got to do as a Harry Potter fans, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I have tabs all associated with Harry Potter. So like one of them is called the Pensieve, which is the course history tab. And it's kind of where we go to get all the course history. So we're going to have to fiddle with this still. We haven't even got to the settings yet, but let's go to the Pensieve. So as you can see, this is where it crashed on me. So we got screwed up over here. But yeah, I know it's fun, but I like hanging out, just doing the thing. It's a good time, good old time. So we're putting in some course history. What I've figured out so far, we're kind of liking some, courses with like a lot of accuracy, but also at this course doesn't really matter that much. So it's kind of interesting. This is a really unique course. We'll get into that here shortly, and go from there. Give me 2 seconds. This is the problem. I don't know. I'm not very good at these chilled out streams because I always try and keep things going. So it's kind of like I always feel like I've got to be doing stuff. This is where it froze the last time. So Lord help us. If we can make it through, this will be great. Beautiful. Please. Oh, there we go. Not responding. Son of a bitch. Oh well. We'll hang tight. Talk a bit of nonsense. The Tournament of Champions. We're so back. Like that was so much fun. I really enjoyed watching all that stuff. Patrick Cantley did us down a little bit. Xander and Cantley, I think I'm just out on them. They just don't have that killer instinct right now. Both of them. Xander, what a lifeless performance today from him. Absolutely atrocious considering how well he's played at this course before. So it's crazy. But yeah. Well, I can't just stare at the screen while I'm waiting for this thing to load. Stupid piece of shit computer. But we'll talk about the Century for a little bit until this bad boy rock and rolls. I know, easy. Look at this. I'm just standing here staring at this stupid screen. Freaking the vault letting me down. It's too big. Should have done this beforehand, but it's probably too big to do this while I was streaming, if I'm being honest with you. But we're learning our lessons, So I'm gonna try and figure out. I'm also asked Hannah for a big old motherboard or upgraded hard drive, and it didn't quite work out. So we'll have to get one soon. I think if I'm going to do this, I need more memory because I've got a big database that I use to kind of go through all my stuff. So we're off to a hot start here. I love myself with some dead air. Always good. We'll open this one first and then go with the course history. I'm just trying to do a little chilled thing, kind of see what's going on, because this kind of gets me into the mood for the next week. Sometimes I can like be a little what do you call it? When you freaking procrastinate. That's what I do. That's my thing. Always procrastinating. Always procrastinating. So we'll get open these files here and rocking and roll. But the Sony, there's a few guys. There's a lot of guys rocking and rolling this week. We got Ludvig, we got Chris Kirk. He doesn't have to worry about the babalas or the hangover because he's going to be just fine. Let's turn that light red. Okay, baby. Boom. But now the fun part is trying to figure out where the hell we going, yeah? With I got some green and red. Do we just make this the normal one? So what do we want? RGB. Ooh. Oh, we're changing colors, yeah. Oh yeah. Now we red, Spazzo. Good to see you in the chat, my bud. All right, we are rocking and rolling. We got this thing up. We're going to figure it out here shortly. Present, share screen, and present. Yeah, I upgraded my lighting a little bit. It's going to be a sweet show with all the lights and stuff. So, okie dokie, where are we, friends? So we're off to a brutal start. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm presenting all sorts of. I can't find my file. There we go. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to party. Present this bad boy, and then we're going to go. Okay. There we go. All right. So we're going to do this a little bit, and then we get into the final stuff. So here's the settings. Let's figure out exactly what we want to do. Key stats is usually where I start off with. So accuracy it doesn't seem like it's that important, but it kind of is. So I think you can get away with a bit of everything. Yeah, it seems like that's the way. Are those Christmas lights up in your room? No, they technically are Christmas lights, but I'm using them for pods. So this thing's changing on me. I've got to figure this out. Got changing colors. Let's figure out what's going on here. I got like a million different settings, yeah. So let's get this on red, and then we're gonna party. We got to get this setting right, yeah. Got to get the mood. Oh boy. Oh Jesus Christ. All right, chill out, yeah. Epilepsy. Boom. There's like 5 million different settings on this thing. There we go. Ooh, yes. Okay. Now we're red. Now we're ready to party. Okay. Accuracy. Where's this vault? Let's open this vault. So like I was saying about Harry Potter, the pensieve, when they look back into the history and kind of try this one more time, and then if it absolutely bombs on us, then it bombs on us. But the pensieve is exactly where we want to be. It's like you're looking into the past, trying to figure out your nonsense, and letting Dumbledore take us down the avenues of love and good analytics, yeah, So we'll see what can cook, and let's try and paste this bad boy in here. It's nice, and there we go. Paste specials, bang. We are in business now, friends. Beautiful stuff. All right, so we should be good to go. I'm going to stay outside this way, and I know, bro, that was a close call with the epilepsy there. That was a bit of a rough situation, but we got through it. The neighbors might have to check in on me, but we'll see what cooks. So, all right. So usually what I need to do one more time is just pop. Gonna have to do this. Make sure we get our dollars all the way down there for the new boys and the new people coming in. We got another 100 extra peeps, and then we're gonna do a little bit of copying and pasting. Then we're gonna be in business. So the Holy Grail, we'll take that after Rick Gaiman. Boom. Sweet. There we go. Then we're going to find all the rest of them. Check this out. I'm going to find all the different settings. So I do like a model for all the different models, like for win probability, for approach play, for course difficulty, for course history. We've got to get all that stuff in the different models and then make sure that we can kind of see who's doing their best thing, you know? All right. Stop pasting. There we go. Old Akshay struggled today, eh? Big time. Holy cow, he struggled. Yeah. Warning, this episode may cause epilepsy. You're so right. All right. Akshay's in. Beautiful. And then we're going to do one more thing here. And then we're going to fiddle with the settings. And then we're back in it. Look at some Mac Masners, some interesting characters. Oh, dude. Spaz bite, bro. The data. This model it's deep. It is a monstrosity, buddy. Takes a hot minute to get together. I've probably been putting it together for the last like hour or so. So we're going to need a refresh from the vault. We're going to leave the round one scoring. I'm going to do that on another time. But yeah, we are. Got all of this jazz. Let's get some boys all the way down here. This is the OG situation, the OG section. And then we've got tee times, DFS points, all that jazz. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Where are you? Where are you and why are you not showing up on me? Let's take a quick look. Interesting. Okay. Could have done this shit beforehand, but hey, we're going. Figuring it out on the fly. Got all that. So why is it not pulling? Maybe we just, because there's nothing to pull. All right. Look at this. Look at this data manipulation. Look how far we're going to have to go. Yeah, dude. All the way to the very end of the earth here. Boom. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're in business. Talk about a slow start here. But hey, this is the inaugural Trailing Spaces. Thanks, Darbo. You always provide me with good thoughts while I'm busy losing my mind here, you know. I am a maniac. This is me. You know, you're catching me behind the scene. Oh yes, now we've got some updates there. Now we've got a lot of NAs, but we'll figure that stuff out as we go along. Yeah, we don't need any of this nonsense right now. Don't need any of this. Probably can get rid of all of this shit. Okay. Get rid of this nonsense. And then we are here. Well, now this is the fun part. Let's take a quick peek. This is like, you know, when you put the model together, then you try and figure out, okay, let's hit the freaking sort smallest to largest, and here we freaking go. Ludvig doing his thing, loving life at the top of the board here. So he's our guy. I mean, Jesus, he played so bad this week. So, but he crushed it today. Played pretty nicely today. So we'll see what he can get up to, and then we go from there. So let's start this. Let's start this thing. Some key stats. Let's get back into the business, yeah. We've got that figured out. Key stats. I want to just do this. This is the odds. So Scotty's not in the mix. This is not the Century. This is the Sony. And off we go. All right. So what do we want in this model? We don't want distance, accuracy. It's all, you can skin a cat in many ways. Yeah, we've got accuracy from key stats. We've got distance. I mean, we've got putting is okay. Distance, accuracy, it's like crazy. You can get away with both of them at this freaking venue, even though it's only like 7,100 yards. So crazy stuff on that department. And then obviously just 125 to 200. We're just pounding that zone. That's like 7 out of 10 shots coming from that range. Lots of love for the wedges and mid-irons. And then easy scoring. I mean, the scoring conditions have been ridiculously easy at this venue quite often, outside of a little bit of last year, not so much, but we'll see what cooks. Driving distance, it varies depending on what's going on. And then tons of green in regulation for how bad the driving accuracy is. That's the one unique part about this course, isn't it? Is the green regs. So interesting stuff in that department. I'm going to turn this and see what happens a little bit. I feel like my glare is pretty bad, but yeah. So that's what's cooking. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to this. Old Luddies and the Tuddies. Why are we missing some info over here too now? Chan Kim. Got some Chan Kim love coming in. That's going to be fun. Let me see. What are these guys? These are all dudes that... But Seamus should have stuff. Give me 2 seconds quickly. So these are all the different models. We've got Taylor Montgomery, your boy Taylor Montgomery in here. All right. Did we pull it all the way down for those? No, we didn't. Okay. Oh boy. See, I don't know how I put this thing together. I need to put like a little cheat sheet of all the stuff I do, but for Chan Kim. Gross. I think if Luddy's opened at like 12-1 for the freaking century with Scotty Scheffler and Victor Hovland and Colin Morikawa in the freaking field, he's gonna be single digits. I don't think the books will be over. I mean, if they hang a fat one on him tomorrow, I think half of Twitter will be on him. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going about Ludvig, but I don't think we get anything double digits. I think it's going to be all single figures for old Ludvig. So, all right. So cool. So we want some approach. We're going to have, let's figure out, we want tons of good shots. We want tons of birdies. We want obviously all of that coming from these two ranges, 100 to 200. Basically, a lot of these shots are going to be coming out of the rough. So I think some guys that can really play nicely out the rough is going to be where we want to be looking to kind of focus our attention on. Like the rough, going to be hitting quite a few more shots out of the rough. Driving accuracy, make sure we're getting there. Yeah, 60%. It's about to average, but it is what it is. All right, cool. So let's do the sets. Do the settings, and then this changes everything along the way, changes all the other settings. Total driving, we don't need that much distance this week, so we're going to just make it like 5, but even though distance is pretty good, and this is going to be 7,200 or less. And then we're not playing a major, tons of birdies. Par 5 scoring is going to be 5% only, typically 15% for a 4 par 5 course. And then course history. Dude, course history at this venue, what if he opens at 14-1? That's a great question. That's a really good question because I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do because he played like absolute dog balls this week. But then we're going to another field that we're not quite as hectic. I don't think he's going to be nearly as nervous as he was going into last week. I think he's really going to play much better, just considering the fact that the field's weaker. That's what he's been showing. I called it last week. I said 16-1, we hammer, 14-1 is questionable. I don't know. I'll pull that up now. I'm going to get to that question here shortly. That's what this other model's for. Easy scoring, I don't think we're going to have like as much birdies, but we're going to definitely roll with that to 10%. Like I said, 20% course history is ramped all the fuck way up there. We are all the way up, and it's going to be a good time. Approach play, recently not so much, but we want a decent amount of approach play coming in here. And then around the greens, we had none of that for last week, so we're probably going to put in a bit of around the green play because we never had any for last week. So I think it's still way more relevant than last week's situation. We definitely wanted a bit more of that. And then putting. How much putting we got here? We got 15% putting. I think we can go to 20% here. So let's go. I'm going to add 1% to across the board for everything. We're back on Bermuda again still. I'm actually going to just take the last 24 putting out because so many people haven't played. And then I don't think 3 putting is that important here, actually. What does the stats say? Fantasy National. Let's pull that up real quick. Take a quick peek at some stats for 3 putting. I mean, these green regulations are pretty high, and I don't think the greens aren't that big. Yeah, there's less 3-putt here than to average, so we're going to chill out on that one. Okay. So we're going to actually just take that down to that, and then Bermuda putting, we're going to ramp up to 9%. And that way we've got 100% again and 20% putting. Because putting, I think it makes a difference here. You got to be able to putt. It's to average normal. I don't mind relying on some good putters going into the week. All right, so let's go to the odds here. Have we got Cameron Davis and Cam Davis? I got to fix again. I hate the fact that his name is a million different names. Where is he? I saw him here a little bit ago. We got Cam Champ in the field. Jesus. All right, let's do this. Gonna do the model. We want approach. We want off the tee. We want accuracy this week as well. We want birdies. We want easy. We want not so much bogey avoidance. We want around the green play. We want putting. We want no putting. Par 5s, I'm going to remove. Course history, I want to make it very important. Does it change if I make it 2? Yeah, it does. Sweet. Okay. And then form, I'm actually going to just leave form out. I don't really care about form considering you've got everybody doing their thing. And then this it gives us an average for every single one of these we've just clicked. So all the different models that pop out. Check JT Poston on easy scoring conditions. He loves himself. He played nicely today. He might be the way we go. We'll see what JT can give us second in the model. So these are the odds that were from last time. Get rid of those. And then estimating that Luddies should be 21st, but I don't. 21 to 1. Obviously, this is a little off, but the model is telling us if we go off of this, it's under course history. We want 15% there, we want 20%. Don't want recent form. Want decent upside, no par 5 scoring. Like we said, putting. Around the green play, we want that. Approach play, we're just going to do 15%. Distance, we're going to do 3, 3, 3. Birdie or better rates, 10%. So I want tons of course history in this thing. And then around the green play for 6. So it's telling us that Ludwig's got an implied chance of winning this thing at like 4%. So whatever that means, 4% is 22. So that's how that rolls. Get rid of some bogeys, get rid of the par 5s, get rid of the form, and then just roll like this. So this is like my baby. This is when the stuff comes out, when the numbers come out. Don't have anything for Cham, but have to edit all that crap over next little bit. But Aberg's looking good. Easy scoring is fine. JT Poston, Eric Cole. Jesus Christ, Eric. Bogeyed the 18th. For DFS, that was brutal. Jumped all the way outside the top 10 just with that stupid ass bogey. That hole, freaking 18 cost me so much money today. But we still made, but could have made a freaking fortune if Sahith freaking made birdie. But it is what Tyrrell's playing. Whew. Interesting. I mean, I can see Ludvig getting his. You can get a solid number on Ludvig if you want to go that way. I don't know. Let's start looking. Yeah. All right. Winning score. No, I thought they got into the 20s here the last few times. Sony Open in Hawaii. Winning score -18 with Siwoo, 17 with Buckley. Then in 2022, we had -23 and Henley and Hideki got to -23 each for that playoff. RIP Henley. And then Neiman, Kirk. Does he do the back-to-back or does he do the big easy swing? The Ernie Els back-to-back. Did Ernie win it after he won at Kapalua as well? But most of these tournaments have got into the 20s, dude. So for the most part, when Cam Smith won yet, it was -11. So I think, that's what you're here for. You got to get some answers that you haven't asked yourself yet, buddy. So Luddies, let's talk about him. Got no course history, obviously. Course history is important. I don't know how it impacts guys that haven't played here before that much, but I'd imagine there's a certain profile that just fits, and if you've played well on those kind of courses, you can play well anywhere. So we'll just deal with it in that regard. But just taking a look of, Spaz. He putted his lights out today, man. He didn't miss a freaking putt until like the last few holes when he started getting all nervy. So I don't know. Kirk's going to be crazy to see if people go back to him, but I don't see him doing it after he just did what he did today. I think he'll chill out a little bit. Where's the rest of the gang? There we go. There's Eric Cole. I don't know if this is pulling in. It's going all the way to 156. Yep. Okay, cool. So Eric Cole, second after Ludvig. Interesting. So, I mean, this number will change once the recent form for Ludvig will change once that's done. I'm also going to just do this as well because I want to do timestamps for this stuff. All right. So Ludvig, let's talk about Ludvig. Half a freaking hour into the show. Jesus Christ. All right. 28 minutes. Off we go. Ludvig. Approach play, he's got the accuracy, obviously. I think he can club down where he needs to. He's got the around, I don't know, like, what is his stats? My stats with him are so fucked up still. I don't know, man. I don't know what to make about this guy. Because he's got the firepower to do it, but I just don't think, I don't know. What did he do today? Let's make sure we know what we did today. Because he played quite nicely today. Today, Ludvig shot 10 under par. To end the tournament at -13 and 47th. Shooting 10 under par. Gaining 3.66 strokes. Justin Rose, course record. Congratulations. Finished T40. Holy cow. What a bogey free as well. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to make of Ludvig. I think in this field, I think I'm going to be out, like, for the outright situation. We'll see. I mean, this is what we're trying to determine. So I'm not going to give an opinion before I really know what's going on here. But yeah, Kapalua is nuanced, dude. Like, those slopes and things are it's very Augusta-like, So we'll see what cooks there. All right. I'm just going to leave Ludvig alone right now. I don't really know what to make of him, but let's go to call Erik and see what's cooking over here. His Sony performance, he finished a casual. '61st in 2023 this year. So we've got that going for him. I'm definitely going to have to get a bigger hard drive because this thing takes far too slow on the side while I'm streaming. I usually close this bad boy while I'm on the pod. So we'll see what cooks in that department. But Erik Cole, let's pull him up in 2 seconds, yeah. All right, this is kind of what I like to do. Here we go. All right, let's present. Present. Share screen. Do I want to share the? Yeah, I want to share the entire screen. So when I change it, it works. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is every single round for these guys, and it's my favorite thing in the world to look at. All right, we're going to do 2023, but I don't think I can use this thing on you. I know, but I want a good, I'm the model maniac, bro. I need a good computer to really keep me freaking purring. So I also want to just quickly fix one thing here, and then we're going to rock and roll. So what I usually do is highlight this column over here in the left. I love how we do Ludvig at half an hour, and then we move on. But the year was 2023. I want to make sure that we just get those in here for everybody. There's old John Rahm, the Sentry. RIP to him. Make that black. I know we've got so many formulas, Dobbs. Too many formulas, actually. But we're going to get into some business here shortly. All right. Then we're going to do the Sony. We're going to make sure we get our Sony in here. And then that's going to be our filter that we roll with. Well, dude, the funny thing is I do that, and it's taken, yeah, it's frustrating. I tried to do that before the show, and then it crashed, and I just didn't have a chance to get rolling. So we're kind of behind the 8 ball here a little bit, but it's okay. We're gonna figure it out here shortly. Yellow means course history in the past. And now we're good. Now we filter on the black, and we are rocking and rolling. Thanks, man. I also started playing some music before just to see what that would look like and sound like, and then it went dead on me. So I don't know what the hell happened, but it is what it is. So we're gonna hide some stuff, and then we're on a mission, friends. I think that's where nice music would be nice. We know it's PGA Tour, all that. Corey Connors, Matt Kuchar. Okay. Course ID. Hide that. Round finish, starter golf ID. We don't need that. And then distance accuracy regulations. I don't really care too much about that stuff. I want easy scoring conditions to be showing up on you. Okay. All right, here we go. So let's take a peek at Erik Cole. See what he's been up to. I think he's definitely another. I think we're just going to bet him top 5. I don't think I can do Erik Cole to win a tournament. I just don't know if he's ever going to win one, but I think he's going to be messing around the top of the leaderboard way too often. Way too often. Played nicely at the Sony when he made the cut, at least before he really started playing good golf. Dominated on approach and then kind of got a little nervy. I think I can see this happening again. The good approach and then the bad approach, I think we'll stay clear of that. I mean, the guy's been freaking balling out on approach. So, oh, geez, dude. He's a perfect course fit for this situation. Apart from the driving, that's going to be a real issue for him. But he's like almost immune to courses that like he can drive so bad and then just all of a sudden still play well. So we'll see what he can get up to. I mean, the approach play is going to be great and the putting is going to be great. He played nicely at RSM and obviously finished 3rd there. I mean, this course history. I mean, he played in his first big boy tournament outside of the BMW in the last little while. So it was good to see him actually fly up the leaderboard. Oh, well, dude, isn't the RSM the same as the Sony, basically? You know, like RSM requires solid driving. Some other comps would be, I don't think he would have made it to the RBC Heritage, I don't think. Honda Classic. He obviously, where you got to drive it well at the Honda, 2nd. Where you got to, Mexico Open, he finished 5th. Canadian Open, got to play well, but that was all in day 4 where he dominated. Remember that? He just went crazy up the leaderboard then. And then like the Travelers, T24 at the signature event there for the Travelers. And that's all while losing off the tee. Lost 1.5 strokes off the tee. I mean, that's what he does all the time. I think he's going to be okay going forward, even though he's like Cam Smith in a way. Like he doesn't have incredible he's basically, isn't that a great comp for him? He's just not as good a closer, and he's also way older and way less charming. But you know me. So I don't know about that. Played okay at Sedgefield. I feel like Sedgefield with the Wyndham, that's a great another comp. So we'll see what he gets up to. Yeah, I think he's definitely in consideration for a top 5 and a top 10. I think we'll see what he gets up to. I mean, he basically top 10 this week outside that bogey on the final hole. Erik Cole's a definite consideration. A definite consideration. So we like Erik Cole's chances. I kind of fancy him. He's going to be on the short list here. We're going to make him yellow. JT Poston's going to be a fun scouting. He played so well this week as well. Let's take a quick peek and see what JT got up to at the Thingy Babies. Here's the events. Let's get the boys in here. 29 under par. Holy crap. JD Poston, 8 under par today, played nicely and lost on approach throughout the tournament. And that's not his thing. He doesn't do that. So we'll see what old JT can get up to. Look at this approach play. It's been scintillating coming into the... Took a little while. Did he maybe bounce back as it went on? Yep, played nicely today on approach. Played nicely in round 3 on approach. Sucked it up in round 2 and sucked it up in round 1. So that's good to see. The fact that probably just had to knock off a little bit of rust there, but does he usually do that in round 1 and stuff? The approach play is pretty solid throughout. Plays nicely anytime. So that's good. And then the putting is going to be great. What does his putting splits look like on Bermuda? Bermuda, he's fantastic. It's one of his favorite surfaces, right? So that's good to see. Let's make sure we have that right. Yeah, loves himself some Bermuda putting. So I mean, he putted nicely this week. I think he's going to do it again. He's obviously the way to go. Yeah, guys, a definite consideration going into tomorrow, especially how well he played today and yesterday. So that's going to be exciting to see. Yeah, but Spaz, I think Eric Cole's short game is solid, dude. The putting is probably not Cam Smith, but the short game is there. If you know, like he's. I think he's got. I mean, look at this short game over the last little while. You're starting to really come into it. You know, the putting let him down. He's streaky. He's not nearly as consistent enough as we want, you know, like on the short game front. But I mean, there's lots to like about Eric Cole's. Like, he's so streaky, man. So we'll see what he gets up to. Do I also take a chance, Darbo, and paste this while I'm on the stream and get rid of this actual full tab? Because this file is massive. You tell me, Darbo. Do I get out of the big boy and paste another one, or do we just keep rolling? All right. So we like Eric Cole. We like JT Poston. If I would have picked between two, I think I'm rolling with JT. I feel like he's got that upside. Good luck. Yeah, maybe we just leave it alone until it causes us some issues. Obviously, the course history here for Russell Henley, phenomenals. Let's take a look here. All time. Who's got the best course history? Because that's a good question. Hayden Buckley playing, but not really doing anything good right now with life. Corey Connors playing nicely. Can I hide this over here? We'll see. Matt Kuchar obviously plays well at Waialae. Holy cow, he plays really good at Waialae. Chris Kirk, Hideki, Maverick McNealy plays nicely here. He's going to be back. That's going to be an interesting one. Ryan Palmer, Lanto, Stuart Sink. Kiz is playing. Is he going to go straight to the booth afterwards? I don't know. What did you guys think about Kiz? I thought he was okay. I think, what was it? Dan Hicks was just hyping him up way too much. Way too much. Like, when they put old Brendon Todd on the interview, they're like, oh, you absolutely crushed that interview. It's like, dude, that was one of the easiest, like, it was just like asking him random questions. Like, there's nothing difficult about that. Like, we don't have to like make everything Kisner does a massive deal. So, yeah. Eric Cole, let's go with 36 minutes. I have no freaking idea where that was. And then we go with 40 for JT Poston. All right. So JT, absolutely love JT. Love the putting. Love the recent birdie performances. You know, don't really give a shit about the par 5 scoring. It is what it is. Easy scoring. JT is an absolute freak. Yeah, he will. I think Kiz will get more comfortable easy. And then like, he did solid, but I think the guys hyped him up too much. You know, like they made too big of a deal about him. He was great. He was solid. I know you boys from the South. I think the Southerners will obviously like Kiz the most. Us Midwesterners, me and Darbo, we might be a little more reserved, but I enjoyed him. He was great. So obviously Russell Henley, we spoke about him last night in the bar and grill in the Nut Hut, and he's a beast. So let's do 44 minutes for old Russell Big Boy Henley and see what his situation is. Just taking a peek. So this is like, oh Jesus, what am I doing? We get a few. Are we going to like guys that played well first? Yeah, we find you from California. That's interesting. Henley. So he played nicely at the RSM. Obviously played nicely. I mean, he was balling out, and then this week he didn't quite get it together. Maybe you think he was holding his chips for when he comes back to Waialae? What would it take to bet Russell Henley, considering all the stuff that we've been through with him? 11th and the second. So, I mean, his course history is solid, but it's not like elite. You know, I think Matt Kuchar's obviously got much better course history, that kind of stuff. And old Russ, he's just not clutch, man. He just can't get it done. So I think top 20 for Russell, but that'll be tough to figure out. From an outright perspective, I'm out on him. Where's Tyrrell? Why is he not showing up in the model? All the way down here. Tyrrell grades out much better. Oh, his upside's horrific. Okay. That's more recent stuff. He played pretty badly to end the season, so that makes a lot more sense. Good. What's Henley? Obviously, accuracy off the tee is his jam. Easy scoring conditions are his jam. Bermuda putting are his jam. So he plots better on those. Decent course history, but I just don't see him winning this thing. Yeah, that Hideki 3-wood was ridiculous. It was like the highlight of his life. I think even after winning the Masters, that was like into the sun. That was so sexy. It was very, very impressive from him. Russell, yeah. So I think top 20 for Russell, and then we kind of just top 10, top 20, depending on number. And then we go from there. But I don't see him. I'm not going to get on him to win. I don't know. It's probably going to take something in the 20s. And I don't know if we get that at all. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, Fitz is in the field. Jesus, Fitz doing his thing as well. Like the guys. And I think he's going to honey dick a whole bunch of people into betting him this week because he played kind of nice last week. So we'll see. What did Henley get up to today? And then once we're done with that, we'll get out of here. Old Henley. Where's old Henley? Putted like ass in round 4. Shot 5 under though. Irons was just hot garbage round 3 yesterday was terrible in the wind. So I don't know. He's not really bringing too much form into the mix. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it's going to be a good field, Spaz, but I really don't even know if we're going to get better odds because of the strength of field. I think we're still going to get absolutely waxed by the bookies with these odds. Like it's going to be so difficult they're ruthless these days. They're absolutely ruthless. So Henley, I mean, this stuff he's getting up to, he's one of the top 20, the elite guys in the top 20 rate. So, I mean, to me, I'm going to just absolutely go there. We leave the top 10 alone. The top 20, even if there's some negative odds, what's minus 125 for a top 20 for Henley in this field? I think I'll take it. You know, if we get a decent sized field for a top 20, like Henley's going to be in the mix all the time. Definitely going to be looking to bet top 20 for Henley. Let's dive into some Keegan. And then we see what his situation is. Played some nice golf in the past back in 2021. Missed the cut. 2022 played nicely. 2020 played nicely, both 12th place finishes. And hasn't been able to putt at this venue. And we know, obviously, he's figured he's putting out a bit. For the most part, yeah, it's looking okay. You know, like it got a little shaky towards the end of the season, but the putting's still looking pretty darn good for Keegs. I think if we take let's go back here quickly and just make a quick note for Keegan at 48 minutes. So I can do that. Keegan, what did you do today? What did you do putting at this venue recently? Keegan Bradley lost 1.5 strokes putting in round 4 and lost 6 strokes putting throughout the tournament. So if you're looking for Keegan Bradley on the Century Tournament of Champions leaderboard, just filter by negative putting and he'll pop up there 4th. Hideki lost 10 strokes putting. Holy cow. So Keegs lost putting. So has he fallen off the boil? I mean, that's the thing. Did he round 1? Let's put Keegan in here. Round 1. Lost in round 1, lost in round 2, lost in round 3, lost in round 4. There was just no reprieve. He just never, ever had a chance to make it back to civilization on the putting front there. So I think, oh, Jesus. Do we go to him? What are his stats on Bermuda versus... Jesus Christ, Keegan. Putting on Bermuda is pretty darn solid for him. And his putting in general has got better. Like, maybe we get a nice number after some... We've got to do a bit more investigating. I think he's going to require a bit more deep diving, yeah, for sure. Where's Keegan? Yeah, I mean, geez. He's putted nicely, especially on the longer putts. Looks like it's pretty solid from 25 feet out. Much better than most people. So that's at least the last... Oh, you know what I did? Is I pasted in the wrong thing, yeah. Cool. So we're learning some stuff. Let's find Bermuda. I haven't changed anything. Quickly going to change this. Then we're going to grab Bermuda for the last 50. Troy Merritt. Oh, Troy Merritt in the house. See what he can get up to. All right. So this was the wrong information. No wonder. Here we go. Okay. Boop. Why are we doing this? Let's do this. And then we're going to just do rounds, DK points. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm figuring out what I'm doing now. There we go. And you get the putting stats involved. I'm trying to do strokes gained. Okay, we're back in business. We're back. Last 50 on Bermuda. Let's see what these updated numbers look like here for the guys. Got random dates. I'm not going to fiddle with them too much. We can figure that out later. But let's do strokes gained putting on Bermuda the last little while. And Keegan is not nearly near the top of the mix here as we were expecting. So that's... I've absolutely butchered this whole situation. This is fun. Watch me just absolutely not know what I'm doing on my own model right now. All right. Let's try that again. There we go. Boom. Okie dokie. Data. Let's see if we can get this to make some sense. Short date. Nope. Moving dates. Anyway, fuck it. All right. So Keegan, neutral. Much different situation now. And that's going to change all our rankings as well. Yep. Because we've got, oh my God. This is the joys. The absolute joys of doing this all. All right. Let's go to the putting here quickly. Fiddle with this. Parker Cootie. Gotta just make sure we do this quickly. I hate how this formatting comes through for Fantasy National. Driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. And especially when there's so many new people, like this stuff is just so bad. Wilson Fur. I'm curious as to what he gets up to this year. This is an interesting cat as well. Interesting cat is Wilson Fur. Got a whole bunch of these Corn Ferry boys as well in the mix. All right. Should be back in action. There we go. All right, let's see. Keegan Bradley drops 1 million spots. Wonderful. Okay. Let's resort it out here. Eric Cole makes his way into number 1 in the model. Fun times. Cool. Taylor Montgomery. Taylor Montgomery. He's a really good wedge player, Dobbo. Taylor Montgomery is a really good wedge player. If yes to all, click Keegs. I don't know, man. If both approach and putting are good, then check driving is good. Both, yeah. What? Anyway, we were talking about Keegan. I don't know, man. I don't know if I like him on Bermuda. I don't like him if he's been. What has his recent form been like though? Like how's his approach play? It hasn't been like a scintillating. Not doing Montgomery. I know you don't do Montgomery. The approach play hasn't been good. The approach play has not been good for Keegs. And he's just, what did he do this week? Gained today, gained yesterday, gained all. Oh, wow. So maybe, geez, like it. So the approach is looking good, but the putting not so. That obviously can bounce back. I don't know what to make of Keegan. Yeah. So why? Because he hit his irons while his putting's better. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. Hit the irons nicely, putted like absolute garbage. And we've obviously got that decent 2 T12s. Nothing super upside. I don't know what to make of Keegan. No idea. We'll make him orange. See what happens. All right, let's go back to Taylor Montgomery. Yeah. Taylor Monty, the full Monty. We are going to figure out his situation. I'm curious. For DFS, obviously you want to roll with this guy. Elite Bermuda putter. Birdie or better rates are very, very good. But not so recently. They've gone off the boil a little bit. We'll see what he can get back up to, though, if he has to do his thing. But if we take a look at Montgomery, man, look at his approach play. It's been very, very good from this short range. From 100 to 150, from 150 to 200, not good. Holy cow. That's a massive drop-off. And I think the majority of it's in this other bucket from 150 to 200. So I wonder why he's grading out so well. Has it got to do with the putting? Probably. Let's see. And the easy scoring conditions is his jam as well. Plays nicely in those, and then the putting. So if we've got a lot of putting involved, that's going to be very, very cool. Denny's in the field. Spaz, interesting. Where's he at in the model? Not very high up there. We're going to get to Denny. He's chilling here all the way in 17th. So we're going to get there at some point. So Taylor Montgomery. No, I'm out. I don't know what the hell. Too much putting in the model, probably. Too much putting. And off the tee, maybe he can play well. Let's take a look at has he played here before? Yeah, he played night. Oh, didn't he? This is where he started his stuff. This is where he started that run of ridiculous results. T12. Yeah. And that's the thing, though. His splits are ridiculous, man. He does not like to be in contention, this dude, whatsoever. So I think it'll be really cool to see if he can figure that out as his career goes. But he didn't do it at the Corn Ferry level, so I don't think he's going to do it here. But I wonder if you can get a juicy top 40 on him. That'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see what he can do. What's his top 40 rates? Not good. So, I mean, he had a bit of a rough year last year. So I think in general, this model's got too much putting for Taylor Montgomery to overcome. T8 at the RSM, putted lights out. Congrats. And actually played nicely. But he just can't string a tournament together where he gains 4 strokes consecutively. He's an absolute, showdown beast, I think. So I'll definitely be playing him in showdown, particularly round 1, round 2, and then when he gets close to the leaderboard, he's allergic. So that's his blueprint. I think that's the way to go. I don't know we'll see what he gets priced as. I'm imagining probably way further down than freaking 30 in my model. So he'll be probably 8K in the 8Ks. Interesting stuff. Let's move on to Tyrrell. I mean, he's going to be... This guy's also an absolute head case. What did he get up to today? -6 today. -6. Lost putting. Gained 1 million strokes putting. So he lost putting in 3 rounds and gained 3.5 strokes putting in round 2 when he pretty much went nuclear. So I don't know if we are a fan of Tyrrell or not. This week, he's at 61 minutes. Look, yeah. What's he been up to lately? Ended pretty rough. There wasn't too much going on, but I feel like especially out of the rough, he thrives out of the rough. If you check his rough stats are very good. Yeah. Inside 150 yards out of the rough, he's second in the field in strokes gained. And then 29th from 150 and out. So particularly hasn't driven the ball well on his shorter courses historically, though. But let's take a look at his actual stuff. He plays nicely on the easy courses too, compared to everybody else. And then he's the highest ranked golfer in the field, according to my very not updated OWGR. I'm assuming there's others ahead of him maybe now. But he's played pretty good. And the irons have been great over the last 24 rounds, apparently. Let's take a look. Yep. Pretty solid over here. And I mean, pretty much since the Scottish and the Open Championship, he's kind of fell off the boil for those other 2 tournaments when he came back over to the US. But before that, man, he was a top 20 machine. Holy shit, he was playing nice. Never played here before. Interesting. So is he playing? Is Tyrrell playing? I need to make sure he's playing. Why would you not? You're there, right? You're there already. Unless you're like the cool kids like Xander and Cantley and them, you won't play. But it's interesting that he's playing. Sony Open. Here's the field. Categories. I don't know. He's not on the field list yet. Is he? Yeah, he is. Winner of the Arnold Palmer. That's how he got into this field. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Okay, so let's I know the WDs tomorrow are going to be key. We got to make sure that you wake up early, get your bets in quick, because if a few big names peel out, especially those that maybe, I don't know, played well or played bad, we'll see what happened. But let's take a look here. Does he have any RBC Canadian? I feel like that's a decent comp for this for where we're playing this week at YLI. The more rough, the better. You know, Tyrrell is incredible out of the rough. He's really, really good out of the rough. So we'll see. What are his splits on Bermuda versus the rest of his game? Putts pretty nicely on Bermuda, putts pretty nicely in general. So that's fine. Par 5 scoring not his jam, which is good. That's probably going to suit his game a bit better. I just don't know if Tyrrell's ever going to win a tournament. He just doesn't seem like to follow up that incredible round that he had on Friday with an absolute dud on Saturday yesterday was very bad. So I don't know. We'll see what he gets up to, but I think I'm out on him. Even though he's playing nicely, I don't think I'm going to bet him outright. Maybe he's too volatile. You know, the top 20s have been pretty solid, but that's about like it. You know, like even the top 40s, the top 10s, 44% of the time he's been inside the top 10. So he's got pretty solid upside, but he just doesn't win, man. Now this field's a bit weaker than he typically plays in, but I think he's definitely going to be a top 10 consideration, and then we kind of go from there. And not to win. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to come in as one of the highest price guys. So he'll probably be 10-5 in this field. Probably. Justin Rose. Jesus Christ. This guy. What's he going to do? What are his Bermuda splits? Okay. Course record today. Justin Rose. Finished 40th. Like, holy cow, Rosie. Top 40s, pretty elite. Top 20s, not quite like Hatton and Henley. So he's not very consistent. That's his thing. Obviously, we saw that. So, oof. And the putting has just gone like, I mean, I don't even want to look at his numbers from this week he's played, because but he suits his course. Accuracy is nice, pretty solid, plays okay on shorter courses. His approach play from 100 is, he's scintillating from 150 to 200. And then inside, out of the rough. So what on earth is this about? Strokes gained from 150 to 200, first in the field. Then that's from the fairway. Then you take him from 150 and out the rough. Now that includes everything, I guess. So that's going to be like 118th in the field. But I think I really like his chances at this course with the irons. Whew, maybe first round leader. I don't know. He's so risky. That's the problem with Justin Rose. Is he's so risky. It's so difficult to kind of figure out what you're doing. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him. You know, he's been playing good golf, but sheepers creepers, bro. What is this? Adam Hadwin. First in strokes gained total. Is this an accurate? Oh, apparently. So interesting. Wonder what we can look at, see and make sure that's right. But Justin Rose was at round about 65 minutes. We're starting to get through some names, yeah. Okay. But Rosie, I don't know, bud. Let's take a quick look at your granular crap, and then we move on to some other boys in the field. I mean, he played nicely at the Players. I feel like the Players might not really the same. Obviously, at the PGA, played nicely. The RBC Canadian. I like the Canadian. There's a lot of guys that have played in this RBC Canadian that are playing this week, it seems like. So that's cool. Has he ever played here before? He has not. He has not. Justin Rose has no history here. Interesting. At least the last 5 years. So do with that what you want. Accuracy, good iron play, horribly inconsistent. Interesting stuff. Let's take a look at Adam Hadwin and wonder why on earth what's like his recent, why has he got the best recent form in this field? Like, what did I miss this week? Was it just kind of by the wayside in such a stacked field? He played pretty nicely today. I think. Putted lights out. Couldn't keep his approach. I mean, that was actually the other day. Couldn't get his irons working this week. Lost in all 4 rounds. He lost. Interesting stuff. Hadwin. Recent form. I don't understand how his recent form is that good. Doesn't make sense to me. Why is that pulling up that number? Just going back further. So I don't have the last 24. I've got like the last 4 months in here. So does he have like a weird... Yeah, weird stuff going on, yeah. On the green, approach, ball striking. I mean, geez, dude. His last little while has been great. Holy cow, he's been really solid over the last 4 months. That doesn't make sense though. Like, is it because... Yeah, I guess. T2nd at the Rocket Mortgage, 16th, FedEx St. Jude, 2nd at the Shriners. So I guess he's played some good golf, but also some bad golf when he's played badly. Adam Hadwin's an interesting situation, yeah. What does his situation look like from a accuracy and stuff perspective? He's accurate, solid, good strokes gain from 100 to 150. Good shot gain, good shot rates are pretty solid as well. Not amazing, but solid. Easy scoring is always good. 7th in the field in that department. That's nicely on Bermuda. Makes a lot of birdies recently. That's probably why. Like, his birdie rates have been pretty above his baseline over the last 24 rounds. That's good for him. So he's been playing good. I think in this field he's worth a crack. What's his... So he's when he's... You don't bet his top 40. You just bet him top 20. Because when he finishes top 40, he's finishing top 20 anyway. He's got one of the highest conversion rates, so to speak. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see old Hadwin do his thing. I think a top 20 bet for him is definitely on the cards, especially after he played okay, but the iron play was not good. 33rd, 14th. Hadwin finished 14th. Putted lights out today, shot -9. Wow. So if the irons bounce back, how do the irons typically look? They're so inconsistent, you know. It's spiky. It's so spiky. Like, he's got these massively good rounds, and then I wonder if Mrs. Hadwin follows him around, and like when she's not around, he has a good one, or when not, I don't know. But the irons have been all over the place. He lost 3 consecutive, all 4 rounds this week. Still finished 14th despite. He shot -9 and never gained strokes on approach today. That's insane. That's bananas. So Adam Hadwin. I think a top 20 bet if we get a nice number. I don't know. Top 20, not top 40. He's probably in the 9K range, right? So interesting stuff from old Hadwin. Spoke about JT Poston, spoke about Russell Henley. Matt Kuchar has got phenomenal course history. And like Matt Kuchar, we would have thought I got the most excited about Matt Kuchar out of all the guys you've spoken about. Got to make sure we pull up the dates, because I think he's an old man, and I think the dates matter the most to him. So we're going to go quick back here, 74 minutes quickly. If it wants to work for me. But there we go. 24 minutes for Matty Kuchar, who also has a pretty solid conversion rate. When he top 40s, he top 20s typically. 61% of the time his top 40s are top 20, which is pretty solid. Not as nice as Hadwin, but pretty darn good. Russell Henley, the same thing. he's a top 20 magnet. So Kuch, we got to get the dates because the dates matter for him. You can see, where are these dates in this thing? When there's been a gap in play, he typically comes out and fires. So I think the date's in this column, yeah. There we go. Date. Okay. More striking, easy. Okay. So let's get Kuchar's dates figured out because, I mean, if you take a look at his course record at this venue, friends, 2019 he won it, missed the cuts in 20 and 2021, and then finished 7th and 7th in his last 2 starts. So I had him for 1 and done here last year, and that kind of worked out, but not really like enough upside. But the thing is, when Kuchar has had a few weeks off to rest his body, his old dog body, he typically plays okay. Like, check out, we got a 2-month break before the Worldwide Technology Championship. He finished 2nd at Al Cardinal. I mean, that course doesn't even really make sense for him. You know, wide open fairways, massive greens. That's not like a Kuch situation, but he played quite nicely all 4 rounds, particularly early. And then that's his thing. I don't think he's going to win. Like, he just kind of peters off. Every time he has good performances, it's because his early rounds. So I think Matt Kuchar typically didn't. Last year he shot, I think he was 3 over par through three holes at the Sony last year, and just made the cut and then like kept charging up the leaderboard. Yeah, check this out. Like in round 1, he lost strokes, so he just went crazy after that. So he's a definite guy you want to be keeping your eye out for. And I think first round leader for old Kuch. Typically, I mean, he's come out firing at this venue, so maybe he can. I think that's the market to go to Kuchar at this golf course in particular. He seems to like it a lot. The Valero, I feel like, is a good comp. Played nicely there, especially a nice little 3-week break or 2-week break before he went to the Valero. Finished T3. The more he plays, like if he goes back-to-back weeks or whatever, has a bit of a tough time. But he typically balls out after a bit of vacation. Jumps here, what's this? 7th at the 40 net. That's after a month off. And then 2nd at the Worldwide. So I love Kuchar for a first-round leader for sure. I think he's going to be a great option in that department. I don't think he's going to win, but I also think a top 20 bet for him is definitely on the cards for Kuch. Top 20 and first-round leader is definitely on the cards. I think I want nothing to do with him from an outright perspective. I just don't think he can handle. He's in his old age. I don't think he can handle him. I had him at the Valero when he freaking finished 2nd. And he just couldn't pull through. Yeah, T3 at the Valero. I had freaking Sam Ryder and Matt Kuchar at the Valero, and he couldn't quite get through there. I mean, he played nicely, but just could not keep his foot on the gas hard enough to make it through there. So Kuch, that's the Kuch situation. Yeah, let's go to Fitz. Fitz next. 78 minutes in. Having some fun. We are having some fun. Putnam, what has gone on, bro? Broken. He's absolutely broken right now. Oh, we're on, wow, ADD must be. Matthew Fitzpatrick. I don't know what to do with this guy. I've got no idea what to do. I don't know if this course suits his game anymore, to be honest with you. Like, the accuracy's gone. It's like gone completely, but he's out the rough from far, like obviously because he's always in it. That's nicely on Bermuda. A decent amount of birdies. Oh, it's because he's math. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate it when this happens. He's causing nonsense everywhere. We got to change all of his stuff. I'm actually just going to ignore that for a little bit. We're going to just look at his stuff, yeah. Fitz. take a peek. What you up to, bud? Played nicely at the BMW. I feel like that kind of suits his off the tee game a bit better. Putted nicely. He's been putting lights out lately. How did he play this week? Oh boy. Fitz put like ass today. Putted nicely all week though. Lost on approach in round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. Wow. Gained immense strokes off the tee though, pretty much throughout the week. So I don't know if this course suits him. I don't know if this course suits him, especially with the accuracy, especially with his approach play. I think he's not a very good wedge player. I think he's a better long iron player, and I think that's going to be found out this week. I think he did most of his damage probably. I mean, he lost on approach heavily this week. So I don't know about Fitzy. These are sorted by power ranks, bro. Which upside are you talking about, Darbo? Here's my power ranks right now. I've got some maniac overrides I'll probably be doing still. But for the most part, this is the situation we find ourselves in. Fitzy's upside's better. He's been playing a bit better as well. Recent form's up there. But we'll see. You know, like the last four months, he's only had 16 rounds of shot length. So I guess that's probably where. And Adam Hadwin also 16. So not a lot of shot length rounds. Or is this ranking? No, it's VLOOKUP. Okay. So Fitz, if the shoe fits, you play him, but I don't think it does. So I'm out on him. I just don't like him either, and he doesn't like me. He's blocked me on Twitter, obviously. If you listen to the show, you know that. 82 minutes in, let's talk about Andrew Putnam and what on earth has happened to his game. This week, Andrew Putnam, and it was bad again. Like, it was the same situation. Around the green play, he's got the yips. He lost around the green 3 of the first 3 days and then played quite nicely. Shoot -9 today. Interesting. What do we do with, I mean, this course fit. I mean, he finished nicely here last time he played. So that's good for putties. I think he finished 4th or 3rd. He's 2nd at Olympia Fields. No. Did not. 10th. Okay. T5 at Al Cardinal. Interesting. Very interesting. This is like, to me, I think this is a leverage spot for sure. Especially if you can get behind the fact that he figured his stuff out. Round 3 and round 4 played solid. Finished T40th, but +1 in round 1, -2 in round 2. So it was -1 through 2 rounds and finished -15. Went -6 and -9. So maybe, and he lost off the tee. If we add some distance and accuracy, what was the thing? It's the distance that cost him off the tee. Obviously, he's not very long. So I think some Andrew Putnam is definitely on the cards here. We could get a very rogue number on him, considering some random stuff. You know, like his putting has been pretty bad, but it was fine in round 3 and 4. Round 4, he gained 2 strokes putting, and then round 3, he played okay. And the approach play in round 3 gained 2.5 strokes, 2.6. So there's some, I think, if you're looking to try and catch lightning on a bottle there, it's sorted by your ups. What are you talking about, Darbo? What do you mean it's sorted? Obviously it's sorted. We're going down, going with my best players down. But Andrew Putnam, friends, I mean, like, if people are pulling in his recent around the green play and putting and stuff, it's going to look atrocious. But if we just take those last 2 rounds on the same island that they're going to be playing in again, and I mean, he's got some good course history. Yeah, a 2nd in 2019, T57 in 2020, miscut in 21, 27th in 2022, and then 4th. So 2 top 5s. So I think what you do with this dude is you kind of bank on his upside. I don't think you bet him like top 40 because he could miss that. But I think there's definitely like an outright. I mean, could he show up at like 50, 60 to 1? Old Andrew Putnam with 2 top 5s at this course, and he's putted really well here in the past. Typically very, very well. So we'll see what he can get up to. I mean, that recent form, this is the thing about this recent form is that we've got 3 bad tournaments only, 2 bad tournaments worth of stuff. So that's going to show up. He was playing okay, played okay at the FedEx St. Jude, played okay at the Wyndham. Nothing sensational, but solid. I don't know. I don't think he'll win this thing, though. But Jesus, Chris Kirk won today after not finishing better than T10 since March. Andrew Putnam, definitely going to see what numbers get popped out there for him. Definitely going to look into that. Played some solid golf the last 2 days. So maybe he's getting back into some form. Got the rust off in the first 2 rounds. Brendon Todd. Oh, my God. Let's talk about Brendon Todd. Brendon Todd was fun to be a part of this week. We bet the matchup against him with Victor Hovland, and he 3-putted on 18 for us to win after Victor sculled his bunker shot all the way out of the bunker into the hazard and made a triple. We still managed to cash that, and then today he broke his driver. Hit it out of bounds on 14 and broke his driver. So, Brendon Todd, what were you doing today, buddy? Let's take a quick. I want to just. This is going to be hilarious. So, after he broke his driver, he still played okay. He made double on 17. Wow. He lost 2.2 strokes on 14 and then 1.9 on 17 off the tee. Interesting. Yeah. So that's crazy. So he broke his driver. So that shaft is no longer a thing. It's going to be quite... Oh, you're answering your own question. Okay, good. Well, congratulations then, Darbo. Proud of you for figuring out which filter it was on. So Brendon Todd obviously should fit this course really nicely. The fact that he just refuses to try and hit the ball further it's very interesting to me. Does he have a new... I mean, he's obviously going to have a new shaft in the bag. I don't know what he's going to do with that. But played nicely at the 40 net, putted lights out. Plays nicely at Sedgefield, another good comp course, TPC Southwind 43rd. John Deere Classic. Is that... I wouldn't say that's as similar to this course, I wouldn't say. Those are bent greens as well. Played amazingly at the Wells Fargo of all places for the T8 there. Let's take a look at his course history. Middling at best. The best, yeah, T21 and then a T21 in 2020 and 2023, and then a 48th and a 41st in between that. Most of it getting down with the putter. There's a random missing data point here, which is quite fun. So I wonder what he got up to in round 1 of the 2022 Sony Open on approach. But I think that might have been for a Wyndham Clark or somebody like that. But let's take a quick look at what his recent stuff has looked like as well. The approach play has really started to find its way at the Open Championship after he kind of finished second there at the whatchamacallit in the John Deere, where we hit Sepp. Yay. Yeah. Interesting. Off the tee, I think he can maybe get it together, but it seems like he had some seriously tough times committing to drives this week. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Todd. It'll be interesting to see what numbers we get from him, but he's not a top 20 guy. He's got a few top 10s though, but the top 20 is not nearly as impressive. This is Stephan Jaeger. Same thing though. Yeah, he's a top 10 versus top 20 dude for sure. I don't know how I feel about Brendon Todd. I do know how I feel about Matt Kuchar. We've already discussed that. Didn't highlight him. So he needs to be yellow. Stephan Jaeger. Is this the year Stephan Jaeger breaks into the top 10? He just can't figure it out. He just cannot get it together. I mean, the guy's he's got the best made cut rate, I think, outside of Tyrrell. Just incredible cut rates, and then just can't figure it out how to get across the line. His upside is lacking. And I don't know about this accuracy at this course. It's going to be brutal. He's not a very good wedge player, it seems. He's very good with long irons, but I don't think his wedges are going to be very good here this week. So that's not ideal. He putts better on Bermuda, but he's not a very good putter. I think that's always been his problem typically. Bogey avoidance is pretty solid. Par 5 scoring, that's his best stat. 6th in the field in par 5 scoring. Only going to get 8 opportunities if he makes the cut, yeah. He's safe. He makes a lot of cuts. I don't know what the Jaeger bomb is up to. We'll see. I mean, look at this. This is just a slew of top 30 finishes. A slew of them. He just doesn't have upside. He has no upside. And I laugh at people when they say he's got upside. Like, he doesn't. When was the last time? A T9 at the Rocket Mortgage. That was it. That was his only top 10 he's ever had in 2023, and it was a T9. Sony Open, T43, miscut, T28. So a T40 for Jaeger, but I think people like to bet him so much that we probably won't get a good T40 number. But let's take a peek. Like, what is his T40 rates? It's 61%. So 61%. Let's see if we can open up some stuff here quickly. Stephan Jaeger, Vegas odds. If we go minus 150 for a top 40, 60. Yeah. So if Jaeger finds himself with a top 40 that's in the 150 range, we're in. I don't mind that. That's a top 20 rate. That's still the same situation. We just discussed this. Yeah. So I like him. I like him for that. See what happens. See what comes of him in this situation. So, okay, 91 minutes for Jaeger. Ben Griffin. Next up. Let's do this. Keep that over there. Ben Griffin. Why is he in here? Been putting well lately. That's his thing. Not very good off the tee. Very inaccurate. Horrifically inaccurate, actually. He's very good out of the rough with a wedge in his hand, which is good. He's good around the greens, good on Bermuda greens. So he's got a way. He's got a way to do this thing. Did he play here last year? He did. Decent history. Let's take a look at what his recent stuff looks like here. Ben Griffin. He was playing some good golf at one point and then kind of just fell away by the wayside. I'm curious as to how he played it at the Sony. 23rd at Al Cardinal, 64th at the Zozo, 2nd at the Sandersons. 2nd at the Sandersons, and yeah, I think bad round. To lose almost 3 strokes in the final round and finish 2nd. Wow, Benny. Tough scenes, but he's got fight. T12 here last year. Played nice on the ball striking front, drove it nicely, hit it nicely with the irons, and then kind of lost the putter over the weekend. So there's hope for him here. And especially after T2 at Sanderson's, I like that he's popped recently. The RSM, he finished 8th with a ridiculous round 4. Very nice stuff on the greens. Almost gained 5 strokes putting in round 4 at the RSM to get himself into 8th. So there's some pop. I think he's got some seriously decent chance to do some stuff for us. We're going to go with 94 minutes on that. And Ben Griffin, for sure. If we're going to look for some putting, the season T40 is 55% of the time. The T20 rate, not so hot. So if you're going to be looking for Griffin, you want plus money on a top 40. I think that'll be a nice bet to go to. So let's say that. We're going to say for Jaeger, we want at least 150 for T40. And then we want Ben Griffin, also a top 40, at least plus money. Plus money T40. He makes it difficult for himself, old Griffey. Keegan, spoken about him. Mav, this is interesting. I mean, I'm very interested to see Maverick. Now isn't that hilarious? Your name's Maverick and you are a certified pilot on the PGA Tour. So he can fly a plane now. I think he got his pilot's license. And obviously we know this guy can putt very well. But recently lost the plot a little bit. But this is the last 4 months. He goes injured, all that jazz. So we'll ignore that. Let's take a quick look at his stuff. I'm really intrigued by Maverick McNealy. I think he's also one of these guys that can get it done if he tries hard enough. And I think he's really passionate about golf, and I think he's really looking forward to playing good golf this year. T58 at the RSM and missed the cut at the Worldwide Technology Championship. But that was the first time he played golf in like 5 months. So he's only played 2 tournaments in the last little while. Looks like we got some Wi-Fi issues. All good. Off the tee. Holy cow, bro. Over the last 26 rounds, he's losing like a stroke per round off the tee. And the putter hasn't really been in the mix. But he finished 7th here when he putted really nicely in 2023. But he was playing good golf, I think, in 2023 too. Not really. I think, didn't he withdraw with a shoulder injury at the Waste Management Phoenix Open? So it was right around that time where he kind of hit some bad luck with his health. I don't know. It's a risky play. I think he's more of a DFS option for Mav. I think that's the way to go with him. For sure. All right, Spaz, if you're in the chat still, he has Denny for you. Let's take a peek. I mean, wow. Interesting. Putting over the last 24 rounds, which are the last 4 months, basically, that's what that is. But it's only been 3 shot length rounds. 91st. So in 3 rounds, you played very badly. The approach play is not going to be there for you. The accuracy of the tee is okay. Not the best on shorter courses, though. Putts okay. On Bermuda, I wouldn't say it's his best. Is it? It's not his best surface, is it? I think he's better on other places. And then been making some good birdies in the last 24 rounds. He's not a very good par 5 scorer, so that kind of comes into his play. And what's his course history like? Yeah, pretty shitty. So 53rd in the field course history. So let's take a quick peek at Denny. I'm really curious as to what his situation was and what did he get up to this week. Brendon Todd. Oh my God. Lost putting today, gain on approach. Gain on approach yesterday, lost putting as well. Lost putting in round 2, gain on approach. Gained 1 stroke putting in round 1 and lost 2.5 strokes putting in round 1. So what on earth is Denny McCarthy's deal? Lost strokes putting this week. Denny McCarthy. So he lost strokes putting at the Century. Finished 5th at the RSM, barely gaining any strokes putting. Technically, he lost strokes putting and finished 5th at the RSM. We would have thought that that's how Denny McCarthy gets it done nowadays. T10 at the BMW Championship, putted nicely. Putted nicely at the Wyndham. That's Bermuda. But missed the cut because his approach play was all over, like atrociously bad. Wow. He's an interesting situation too. I don't think I'd be going to him at a bet, but just what are we getting? Like he's lost 3 out of 4 rounds at the Century, but the approach play was great. I don't know, man. It's one of the top T40 makers in the field, and also when he does play well, T20s technically. Pretty solid conversion rate there. So you'd probably go to him at a T20, but recently he's just like not very consistent. That's the problem with old Denny. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of Denny. I'm going to make him orange because he's just like, he's sketchy. He's very sketchy right now. Svensson, I think this course suits him very nicely. He's a pretty solid, like 150 to 200 player. He's not a very good wedge player, but he's a very good strokes gainer from 150 to 200. And he's not very far off the tee. His distance is 111th in the field, but accuracy is 34th. So that's nice. That's nice. Got decent history here, apparently. So that's good to see too. But his T10 rate is 11%. Like he doesn't have tons of upside at all. And he's a T40 guy half the time. 49% of his starts is T40ing. So Svensson, my brother, what are we going to do with you? He played this week as well, I think, didn't he? Did decent on approach, gaining round 2, gaining round 1, lost in round 2, lost in round 3. Oh, wow. So in round 1, he gained 2.5 strokes on approach and then lost in all of the subsequent rounds. So that's not good. I don't know. I think I'm out on Svensson. Just from what he just doesn't, I don't know how he won the RSM. Like the guy doesn't have a clutch gene in him, and then he somehow won it. I don't know. 7th at the Wyndham, that's a decent comp course. 5th at the RSM again. Gained a lot on approach. Interesting. Ball striking was crazy that week. Gained 7 strokes in ball striking in 3 rounds, so that was pretty solid. And then the putting let him down for most of the week. So I don't know. That was a top 5 for him, though. That's impressive. Doesn't do that much. But he does have a certain kind of... he does have a good course for him. He's really, really good on these shorter positional courses, I think, with an emphasis on the longer irons. T41 in 2023 at the Sony, T7 in 2022, and did some nice stuff on the approach side of things there in the last 2 times he's played. So he really likes this course, I would say. So maybe like a first round leader situation. I think like his splits are pretty obvious to be good on. If you just go and find a good green box, it's typically on around 1 for him. I mean, the Sony Open in 2019, he gained 8.5 strokes. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Insane. So he's definitely got the potential to spike. And then in round 1 again in 2022, 4 strokes. So yeah, round 1 for sure for Svensson, I think. I think that's a good way to go about betting him this week. What is the number here? 102. Sitting on 102 minutes, friends. Thanks for tuning in. First round leader. First rounder. Sony. Dude. Yep. Let's go. Definitely going to bet him there. So we wait for him. Hopefully he gets a nice morning wave, and then we go from there. Tom Hoge. Holy cow. He also, same situation. He just went crazy with this week. It was so wild to watch Tom Hoge do his thing. He had so many bad shots this week. Bogey free today, played nicely, 68, hit 17 greens in regulation today. But Tom Hoge played at the Tournament of Champions, and in round 1, shot 6 under, round 2, -4, round 3, -2, and then like kind of just couldn't quite keep it together in round 3. So played okay. Gain on approach. He was pretty ball on approach for most of the week. The putting let him down significantly today. I don't know. He's an interesting cat. I think he makes a lot of sense. He makes a ton of sense because of the iron play. Like if you go and take a look at what he gets up to, but I think it's very good from 150 to 200, other rough and in the fairway. Obviously a very good approach player. We'll see what he can get up to with the irons, but off the tee's been always his issue. Course history, not very good here at all. I think he's not a very good chipper of the ball either. So I think when he misses the greens at this like Bermuda, sticky Bermuda around the greens, he struggles. And he's only had one, like 8% of the time he only finished inside the top 10. Like, I don't know. He's a scary proposition to play or bet on. So I don't know if I'm in on Tom Hoge at all. P12 in 2020 at Wiley. Played nicely. Gained on approach pretty nicely in 2021, 2022. Missed the cut in both of those years. Not good. So, yeah, I don't think this is the course to play Tom Hoge. Despite like the emphasis on irons and stuff, he just hasn't done it. The Players was, I think, he's only top 10. Yeah, out on him. He's just too inconsistent. The guy's just all over the place. So we'll have to give him a skip. It's like our first official, like really solid red. I guess Fitz as well. Screw Fitz. Sahith's playing. Oh my God. He's playing. That's crazy. I mean, he balls out. He likes to play. So, and if you take a look at good shot rates, strokes gained from 100 to 150, he's pretty good in that department. I mean, we saw how he can putt on Bermuda until get to the 18th hole. So he putts nicely. 21st in Bermuda putting. Makes lots of birdies, obviously. You can see him doing incredibly well on the birdie front and just doing it all with the short game. That's his thing. Whew. That's an interesting situation. I don't know what to do with Sahith. I think he's always very popular in DFS. He's always, I mean, the 80 to 1 was a great number. You know, to get him for a top 5 at 20 to 1, that was awesome. Thank God that happened. Otherwise, today would have really sucked. But he was playing it great at one point and then just went through a little phase where he struggled. At one point, I think he had made 25 consecutive cuts. And then a cut streak, missing that streak. And it's the cut at World Wide Championship, which was a perfect situation. It's like Wiley, right? I mean, what you call it? It's like Kapalua. He putts so well. When he wants to. So we'll see. Finished 19th at the Zozo, but that was like a month after he won the 40 net. 13th at the FedEx St. Jude. Has he played here before? 48th here when he played and lost horrifically off the tee. 2022, he played here and lost 4.5 strokes, 4.25 strokes off the tee. Not good. Also lost 7.5 strokes putting at the Plantation course in Tournament of Champions last year and then dominated on the greens this year, kind of. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a great course fit for him, but neither was the freaking Fortinet, at Silverado Resort. And he won that because of his short game, barely losing off the tee. So you can just minimize the damage off the tee, and so it's in good shape. And he played, man, his driving looked good down the stretch. He was driving it really well today. Like, gained over a stroke off the tee today, gained 0.72 the day before, 0.27 the day before that. So he just kept getting better and better with the driver, finding more and more confidence with the big stick. And then, I mean, the putting was great and the irons were great. He struggled around the greens a bit. So interesting stuff from Sahith. I don't know. Obviously, the number is going to get chopped considerably after we got an 80-1 on him heading into this, whatchamacallit, but I don't know. I think it's very much number dependent. I don't know if there's an avenue here for us. I don't know what to make of him. If anything, a top 20 bet. I don't know. Maybe that's the way to go. 41% of the time he's inside the top 20. So that's solid. If you get any plus money on that, I would lean that way, especially after a second. Maybe, he's hungry as balls to do well here again. But I'm concerned about the driver. You can play well with the driver at Kapalua, but doesn't mean it's going to translate to Wailai. Brian Harman. This to me seems appealing. Very much so. I think this is going to be a guy I might look at betting. Played very nicely today. And by today, I mean Sunday at the Tournament of Champions. Harman gained considerably with the putter and on approach this week. So gained just shy of 5 strokes putting and gained over 2 strokes ball striking throughout the week. That was nice. Round 1 did very nicely on approach. Round 2 did very nicely putting. Round 3 had a bit of a dud in that wind for the Open champion. And then today he kind of lost the plot with the irons. But let's take a look at what he gets up to. Is there any, from out the rough, from inside 150 yards, he's 17th in the field in strokes gained and 36th. So he's very good out of the rough. And considering he's one of the more accurate drivers of the ball, when he's in the fairway, he's obviously going to be playing better than guys that are out of the rough anyway. So that doesn't necessarily mean that his numbers out of the fairway are going to be an issue for us. And Harman is a 71% conversion rate on top 20s for top 40s, right? So when he's top 40ing, he's top 20. 46% of the time he's top 40s, 33% of the time he's top 20s when he does that. So I think a top 20 for Harman is on the cards for sure. I think an outright on him as well. I think he's starting to catch a bit of steam. He finished 5th, but I think that's going to probably bring his number down a bit. He probably be close to 20s, mid 20s for Harman. I have no idea. We'll see what he can get up to. But I like him. I like his chances this week. Where did we start speaking about Brian Harman? 111 minutes. These timestamps are going to be a little over the place, unfortunately, but hey, they're going to be close. I don't know. We'll see. It's all number dependent on Harman. I really like his chances though. Has he played here before? T5 at the BM, obviously won the Open. T2 at the Travelers, like that as a comp course. TPC River Highlands. No, not the Travelers. We like the Travelers. Yeah. Ooh, he's never really played well, yeah. Interesting. The approach has let him down quite drastically. Huh. So the course history at Wailai is one of the strongest. I don't know. I'm going to just repeat that again, but it's very important to have good course history, and he's never finished better than 32nd. That's not good. Now he's a different golfer probably, but I don't know. Maybe we get a good number because of that. Maybe it's just problem. I mean, the irons have seemed to be finding their groove. That looks pretty solid since the US Open, especially at the once the Travelers rolled round. Since then, he's gaining over half a stroke per round on approach, and he did it again. Did another half a stroke on approach this week. So I'm going to take a quick peek at his baseline stuff. Let's go and take a look at his data golf profile and see what he's like. Was he playing pretty bad when he went into the Sony the last time he played there? Playing okay. He was playing really well going. So I don't know, the form from the fall was there in 2022 going into 2023, playing good golf, and then just doesn't. I don't know if this is the course for him. I don't know if it fits his eye. I don't know if it fits his eye at all. Wasn't playing the best then. I don't know. This is a pretzel one. This makes me want to wonder. I don't know what to do with him. Don't know what, Brian, but we'll wait and see. It should be a course he plays well at. Plays well on easy courses. I don't know. Should play well, yeah, but doesn't. Aaron Rai seems like a guy that we can probably go to, lean on him a bit. Yeah, I think that'll be a fun research. He's accurate as heck, pretty good. And I think minus 20 probably is a stretch for him, but we'll see. Last two starts on the PGA Tour were top 30s. Played nicely at the Rocket, played nicely at RBC Canadian. That's when he putted nicely, I think. Or no, he just went nuclear with the irons in Canada. Has he played here before? Yes. Hasn't thrived. Interesting. Very interesting. But also his upside is he's flatsy, I don't know. Aaron Rai is interesting. I don't know what to say about Aaron Rai. Why hasn't he played well yet? The accuracy should make a ton of sense. The irons out of the rough should make a lot of sense. Is it the putting? Is that it? He's horrible on Bermuda. So the Bermuda putting for him has been very bad. Maybe that's why. Here's Cam Davis. I think he's just I think he was mega chalkier last year, if I remember correctly as well. And he was all over the place. I mean, he had one of the worst rounds in round one last week, and then went nuts in round two. After that, finished third at the Fortinet, seventh at the Shriners. So he's seventh at the Wyndham, sixth at the FedEx St. Jude. And I think Cam is, I don't know, I don't think the Tournament of Champions is the course for him. Kapalua ain't it for him. T9 at Sony in 2020, and then T30s. The putting. He doesn't putt well, yeah. Doesn't putt well, yeah, at all. Dominates off the tee. That's the thing. He's so good off the tee at these venues where it's narrow and you can club down and just wax 3-wood everywhere. But in the 18 rounds he's played, he's averaging a quarter of a stroke lost on the greens. So that's not good. And the approach play is very sparshy as well. He's averaging neutral. But off the tee, he's almost gaining a stroke per round off the tee. That's insane. At this kind of a course, that's so difficult to do. But it key stats show that it's a good predictor of success is off the tee, yeah. So, or at least different to other venues. So Cam Davis. When you T20s, you T40s basically every single time. When you T40s, you T20s 85% of the time. So that's good to see there. So if you're going to bet Cam Davis for a top 20, you can do it. But, I mean, I don't know. The course history is very important here, and he just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do it well. What did he do today? Lost on approach today. Lost on approach in round 3. Gained on approach a little bit in round 2. And lost horrifically in round. So the irons are not dialed right now. I don't know. I'd probably stay away from him. I think he's going to be popular in DFS as always. People love to play him. He was very chalky last year, and I think we can take advantage of that because I think he'll be a good fade spot. Justin Suh, this dude, one of the most incredible situations I've ever seen. 93% made cut rate. 42% of them have been top 40s. So more than half of the times that he makes the cut, he doesn't finish inside the top 40, Justin Suh. He's got like one of the craziest splits for round 1 and round 2. Oh boy, do we try this? Darbo? Do we try it? Yeah, we go. Let's take a gamble. Round by round. Oh, beautiful. Nice and quick. Let's pull some stuff down here. Round by round. All the way. Let's take a quick peek here. All right. Got some guys that don't have round by round stats in the database. That's all the way at the bottom. That's fine. We were talking about Justin Suh. Look at this stuff. Holy shit, people. This is one of the most insane situations. Third in the field in strokes gained for round 1 and round 2. 116th and 135th in round 3 and round 4, strokes gained wise. It's just so bad. It's just so freaking bad. He can't follow through, but he's been playing a bit better lately. I think he has been playing better lately, at least on the weekends. I mean, he's playing great before the weekend every single time. And it's got to do with the putter. Like at the Honda, geez, he lost 7 strokes putting on the weekend to finish T5th. That's ridiculous. Finished 41st, shocker, at the Sony Open in 2023. T6 at the Players. So those are the 2 top 10s he's had. And then a 4th at the Worldwide. But again, like if you take a look at these, like Saturday, like so if you want to bet him in round 1, like anything. Top 10s, top 20s round 1. If he's close to the top of the leaderboard by end of round 1, bet him to win like end of round leader by round 2. And then find a matchup for him in round 3 and bet against him. That's just how he goes. It's just, he's got a mental block when it comes to this kind of stuff. Just a mental block. Like you can literally go to any red square and it's a 3 or a 4 next to it. Or if he missed the cut. Yeah. Look at that Harbour Town. Harbour Town was atrocious. He lost 12 strokes over the weekend. So Justin Suh is a definite, like, not going to bet him in DFS or bet him for a top 20 or top 40 or anything, but I'm definitely going to be playing him in round 1. Like he's elite in those rounds. So round 1, first round candidate, showdown, round 1 and 2 is his jam. He's the guy. That's when you want to be putting your money on Justin Suh and going with that. JJ Spaun, next up, 25th in the model. What's his deal? He's played here before. I think he played kind of nicely. He was in the mix. I think I had him to win here last year. and he was rocking that Hawaiian shirt. Hopefully he rocks the button down again this year. That'll be nice. Hasn't been playing good. Not a lot of top 20s here on this card, but obviously played in a lot of signature events. These were big boy events. Fortinet 11th, Zozo 6th, RSM 13th. Okay, JJ. And ball striking, all ball striking. Very nice. Interesting. I mean, and that's the thing. We're going to get these guys that results-wise haven't necessarily been pumping out that well because they played in a lot of these elevated events. But now that he's not in the elevated events or the signature events anymore, we're going to get him in like a whatchamacallit. Oh, you opened your first Rainmaker. Did you? So you won a contest with all your cards? I've got so many Taylor Montgomery Elite cards, Darbo. Let me see did I win any? I know I had Sahith and Benny on in a few lineups. I'm kind of curious now. But I'm liking JJ's outlook. How did he play here last time? 2023 Sony T12. Missed the cut in every instance before that. Interesting. Interesting. My contest recent. Oh, baby. I want the first one's up there. It was a freaking core contest as well. Oh, man. So I win. Top 150 winner. What the heck is that even? Oh, we did win we won a rare. We won another rare. Oh my God, Sahith. Wow, we did, Darbo. We did nicely. I'm doing what you do now. Check this out. So we won. A Seamus lineup got in the money somehow. Oh, this is January 4th. Yeah, this is it. Take a look at this. Scotty looking good there. So we won one core there for sure. Top 25 win elites. Okay. The Tyrrell lineup with Sahith played nicely. Byeong Hun An and Harris English. Dude, Harris English just cannot hang around in the mix, man. He just blows it up. I'm getting very distracted. Patrick Cantley finished T12. We almost swept our placements this week. He lost every bet for me this week. Wow. We did solid. Just missed out on these guys. So those must be all the ones we won. It's getting worse and worse. Ooh, should we open one online? Let's do it. On the line. Let's open the Xander Schauffele one. Let's see where the hell do we even, I can't even remember where you go to open one. My cards. Is it my cards? Packs. Oh, baby. So we got a core and we got 4 rares. Open. Let's go. Woo, Darbs. Give us a gem. Give us a gem. Give us a gem. Will Gordon. Great. Phenomenal. No. I'm going to do this quickly. Sorry, folks. Let's see another one, yeah. 1 rare card in every pack. And you can't sell these. I think that you just have to open them, eh? Quick reveal. Tyson. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Give us something good. Tyson Alexander. We don't need that nonsense. Russell. Oh, Jesus. This is the thing with Rainmakers and packs, bro. Like, this is tilting. Like, this is useless. Russell Knox has been horrific. Tyson Alexander, I don't even know what, like, he does well. Give us something good, yeah. Please give us something good. Stuart Sink. It's not even on the PGA Tour. What a disaster. What a waste of freaking packs. God damn it. What a mess that was. Anyway, didn't fancy myself getting that tilted over. We hit 4 freaking lineups. That was brutal, dude. Brutal. The best one was Will Gordon. Are you kidding me? So who's this? JJ, T12 year last time round. I don't know. JJ's playing good golf. I kind of like it. Kind of don't mind it. If we get a good number on JJ, I don't know if he's going to win, but see. But JJ is a top 40 beast 58% of the time. So maybe we catch a solid plus money top 40 there on JJ. That would be nice. He's not very good at finishing inside the top 20, but he's very good at top 40s. So JJ's that's the guy. All right. Got to bounce back after that horrific pack opening. That was brutal, Bobo. Thanks for doing that. I was having a pretty decent night until we did that. Can't even do a note properly on you. New note. Top 40 for JJ. Mark Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard. Open the cupboard. And they were bare. Horrible course history. So, yeah, maybe we just leave him alone entirely and kind of save some time. What the hell's Mark Hubbard's problem? I don't know. With that kind of course history, he probably hasn't made a cut yet. T6 at the John Deere, T6 at the Sandersons, T17 at the 40net. A T32 is his best outing. He's missed 3 cuts either side of that. So that's not good. He's not a course history guy, and I don't think he can figure it. Holy cow. So Mark Hubbard, in his 10 rounds of golf that he's played, has gained strokes off the tee once, and he still missed the cut in that second round. So that's his problem. And we've seen the key stats say, got to be off the tee, got to gain here. So out on him. Like, that's full on red. Boom. Easy peasy. Hideki, people dig him. I've seen enough. I don't even need to talk about Hideki that much. I'm going to give an exact time here for the Hideki's timestamp, and that's going to be 133 minutes. If you're just tuning in at 133 minutes, I strongly advise you to not play Hideki. Strongly. He's not playing good golf. Kevin Yu. That's now a name that we want to talk about, yeah. Decent course history. And now Hideki's course history is going to get people to pull him, but he's not playing good golf right now. Not playing good golf. It is all good. Yeah, Darbs. That Scotty, imagine I've just pulled a massive rare for like $200-$300 rare card. But no, what was the value of what I just pulled? Like $7? What a mess. What a mess. So I don't know. When do you know when Rainmaker starts up again? I need to pay more attention. I've been grinding at other stuff lately. Kevin Yu. Let's go to him. Kevin Yu. Kevin. This guy's a birdie machine. He's definitely DFS play. T21 here. Nice. Gained off the tee. Oh, baby. Oh, it starts up in Feb. Okay. So what? The waste, is it probably the waste management? Is that when Underdog starts then? Then that's probably also, I'm going to be driving to Omaha. Okay. So we get to try and collect some rares and stuff until Feb. I'm with you. But Kevin Yu, folks. T21 at Sony. I think it was one of his first few starts of the whatever. And then T7 at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and then T6 at the John Deere Classic, and then kind of hasn't done anything since. So that's not good. But maybe he's grinded over the weekend again, over the break, and we go. Because, I mean, this course history is pretty solid, and especially Off the tee, I think he's got immense length and pretty solid. What's his accuracy like? Kevin Yu. Oof. Let me close out of some tabs here. We're getting bogged down. Getting bogged down. Okay. Yeah, so in order for me to play underdog, I have to go to Omaha, which is like 2 hours away. So I'll be driving there just to do like, I'm going to get a hotel room and just do like 30 drafts. Just like, I want to play, and it's not legal in Iowa, so I'm going to have to drive somewhere. Kevin Yu, off the tee, distance and accuracy. I mean, Jesus, that's his thing, but just around the green. So definitely consider him as like a upside. What, the underdog stuff, Darbo? Oh, like why is it not legal in Iowa? I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've got like Circus Sportsbook on an app in Iowa. Like, how many people can say that, but yet we don't have a freaking underdog or prize picks? We're not allowed. Not allowed that stuff. One and done contests, I have to have other people submit them for me, like at least sign me up. We can't get them in Iowa either. It's crazy. I don't know what the deal is, dude. So, yeah, Kevin Yu, 134 right after Hideki. I am tempted. I think fiddle with him around in round one. He's got immense upside around this golf course. Smalley, Alex Smalley, pretty safe, but he ain't going to do top 20s for you. We're starting to get to the zone here. What is Corey Connors doing all the way down here? And this has got to do with this model's a bit jacked up right now, but we're kind of just using it to go down things. But I was visiting Alabama and couldn't bet, couldn't play prize picks, but could play DK. Then go to Tennessee, I could bet and play DK, but couldn't play prize picks. I know. We just need this stuff to go like federal, bro. Just across the nation. It needs to just happen. I don't understand why they can make so much money off of us. Like 99% of people that bet lose. Like, why would you not want that in your state? You know, I don't know. Alex Smalley, let's take a peek. Let's take a quick peek here. Missed the cut in 2023 at the Sony, and really hasn't done much. We're starting to get to the point where like guys aren't really even that appealing. He's missed both cuts at the Sony the last 2 years, and the putter is the problem. Just can't get the putter working. Ball striking, like, yep, John Deere Classic, I remember that. Round 3, just went nuclear. 5.7 strokes on approach at the John Deere. Jesus Christ. During the RSM. Why? Because he he's blacklisted. T44, yeah, it's just there's no upside here. Sanderson Farms, after the John Deere, he kind of just lost it a bit, hey? And I think he'll be popular because of the approach play, but it's just getting offset so hard by the putting and the short game. It's just not there. So that's an easy fade for me at 217. Oh, that's not 217. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes is what? 137? There, just add 3 minutes onto Kevin Byron. Okay. Nick Hardy. Dude, between him and Davis Riley, they had no business being at this tournament. Davis Riley finished 52nd and Hardy finished 47th. Yeah. Tee to green, Davis Riley, minus 2.18 per round. So what's that? Just 10? Just lost 10 strokes tee to green throughout the week. And then Nick Hardy kind of lost all of his strokes on this putting greens. So chipping and putting for Hardy is a problem, but the ball striking is pretty good. I'm way more of the two Zurich who I hit, thank God, the Hardy boys. I'm most optimistic about Nick. Davis, I'm very pessimistic on. I think he's got major mental issues. Does Davis Riley. Nick Hardy, T14 in 2021, missed the cut in 2022, T41 in 2023. He's putted well here typically. That's good to see. And then off the tee for him has been okay, been pretty solid. And approach looks pretty good, all things said and done. So if he can just keep it tidy around the greens. What was he up to recently before we ended? Yeah, T23 at the RSM, just like floating around, just a nothing guy right now. So nothing really to write home about for him. I don't think there's any reason to play him or not play him. He's just whatever's. Is Nick Hardy. Greyson Sigg. This seems a bit more appealing to me. I think, especially he's so good from 150 to 200, is Greyson Sigg from the fairways. So we'll see what he can get up to, but not necessarily the best course history here. And not bad on the putting surfaces. Greyson Sigg, sneaky, I think. Oh yeah. He's got some shouting opportunities. His irons have been great lately. Been playing nicely. So Dobber, tell me more about the RSM that you had. What did Smalley do to you? So Greyson Sigg, T8 at the RSM. Should have played Greyson Sigg instead of Smalley. T13 at the John Deere. So these courses that are kind of short hitters' paradises. The Travelers T19, the 40-net T25. A T18 at Mexico. Okay, that doesn't really make too much sense, but had a really good one round of iron play and chipped in a bunch of stuff. And then he's just finished. He's made the cut both times and finished 42nd and 48th. Yeah. So the putting, not a fan of these greens. Interesting. But the putting has got much better since Sedgefield. By much. I mean, he's streaky. He's gained a quarter of a stroke putting in his last 17 since the Wyndham. So that's interesting for him. And the iron play has been great. Since the Wyndham, he's gained 0.43. So, and he had some really bad ones in there too. Greyson Sigg, definitely going to consider him. I mean, and I think he's a top 40 potential for sure. I think I like his chances. 221. How often does he finish inside the top 40, Greyson? 31% of the time. Yeah, I don't know. His game sets up nicely for you, but the putting, that's his problem, man. Interesting stuff. Troy Merritt up next, and I think you just got to dissect his stuff because his stuff is so condensed. He's interesting because he was ball striking the crap out of it and then started getting his putter back a little bit. Right around the full swing, like that West Coast swing, 40-net. And then once we started jumping on him in that fall, he kind of fell off the planet a bit, but still made cuts. And the putter, definitely green down this column here, which looks good. Making cuts, he did. But it's just been getting worse and worse. Putted nicely at the RSM after a horrific day in round one, though. That's the problem. Yucks. Lost 6.2 strokes. What the hell did he get up to at Plantation? That's like the easiest course of them all. Jesus, bud. Look at this. It's a full screen of cuts. Yeah, I don't know about this course for him either. I don't think he likes this course. So we'll just leave him alone, yeah. Hasn't necessarily played well yet ever, especially for a good putter. He's struggled, yeah, immensely. So we'll leave him alone. Sorry, Troy, we want to play you, but you can't. Dylan Wu, top 40 beast. Just our guy. 51% of the time he's inside the top 40. So he's the one of the few dudes where, look at that 15% of the time he's inside the top 20, but 51% of the time he's top 40. So Dylan Wu, just a unanimous, no-brainer, top 40 bet. Like, you always want to bet Dylan Wu, top 40. Top 20, you're wasting your money. This T32, T29, T35, T10, T35, T39, T15, T20 for Sony Open, and a miscut in the first 2 times he's played there. So he's got some potential, yeah, for sure. How did he miss the cut? He putted badly in the first day and then couldn't ball strike in the second. Interesting. But I think Dylan Wu, RSM missed the cut, finished 30th at the Butterfield, solid there. T59 at the Zozo, that's basically last. But it seems like he's kind of fallen off the wagon a bit, yeah. I think with Dylan, I'm not going to necessarily go to him this week. I need to see a bit more from him. Maybe he resorts back to how he was playing well, but even that T30 at the Butterfield doesn't, like, it was just one round, basically. His opening round, he dominated. So I'm just going to wait and see on Dylan. But I think he's definitely going to be a guy we go to back once he starts playing a bit better. Wait and see. Billy Horschel. This is a very interesting situation. I think he's been playing. We're going to actually pull up his. I'm not even going to go to my thing. I'm going to go to Data Golf because we want to see across the globe what he's up to. And it's been good. Won the BMW. No, that's Jesus Christ. That's 2021. Still, the last few starts. 4th at the Wyndham. 13th at the 3M. Missed the cut at the RSM. Those were his last 3 PGA starts. But then top 20s in 3 starts over in Europe. And it seems like the ball striking's back. He lost strokes putting at the RSM, so that's fine, whatever. He lost strokes pretty much everywhere. But last tournament of the year, it is what it is. I bet you he's been grinding his ass off. The driver looks like it's made immense leaps. That's great to see. And the irons have definitely gone from being horrific to just okay and at times good. And then we got that short game from Billy. So, oh boy, I'm a fan of Billy this week. I think he can definitely show some promise. Let's see if he's got any course history here. How did balls that? Oh yeah, he was in the mix at the Wyndham, wasn't he? He was doing pretty good, and then who won that one? Who won the Wyndham? Oh, Glover. Duh. That was the beginning of that run. Okay. Billy at the Sony. Miscut in 2023. But that's because he was playing bad golf. T36 in 2022 and a T7. Putted bananas good in that T7. So that's how he gets it done, yeah. Gains okay off the tee. Seems like he handles the course fine. And then just does the damage with the putter, which he's been doing. So I think we can go to him. I think Billy Horschel's a definite option this week. I think Billy's definitely an option, friends. Gonna make a quick note. Leans on putter, but neutral. Everything else. T7. Have a T7 in 2021. Love it. All right, Corey, what are you doing here, bro? What are you doing? Course history is amazing. What on earth is it? The putting? Is that what your problem is? Take a look at Corey Connors' recent play. I don't know why he's so far down the model. 11th in 2022, 12th in 2023. Course history through the roof here, like pretty solid top 20 numbers. And then the Valero, he freaking won that. Yeah, Corey won the Valero. Yeah, Corey Connors. Holy cow. So Corey Connors has got phenomenal course history at Sony. T3 in 19, T12 in 20, 11th in 22, and 12th last year. So Corey gets it done, and mostly because of the putting. He's putted okay here, back when he played really, really well. But the ball striking, like it just seems like he just dominates the ball striking. Averages what? 1.5 strokes per round ball striking at this venue, which makes a ton of sense if you take out the Sentry and other stuff. It's even better, you know. So like he really plays well around here. Okay, Corey, but why are we not liking you in the model right now? It's the putting. Is that the thing? Is that the reason? The last 4 months worth of putting goes back to the 8th. Why? What is the problem with Corey? Why is he so far down on the model? This is a concern to me. Yeah. It's the putting. It's the Bermuda putting. Let's take a look at the model odds, yeah. Because, yep, putting plus 5-4 off the tee. He gets all the way up here, and the course history should be good for him. What is going on here? What is going on with Corey? Doesn't make any sense why he's that bad of a play. I'm so confused. Oh, this is a nasty looking. You tidy this up a little bit at some point. How does he not, like, the history is insane. It's so good, and like, I just don't understand. I think it's probably that Bermuda putting that's really just hurting him in the model. I wonder if let's just fiddle with it quickly and just make it like no putting, and see what happens with Corey's stuff. Oh yeah, he goes to 23rd and 8th, so it's much better. And it's the recent stuff, like that's the thing, hasn't played too well recently, so we'll just leave that alone. Okay, all right. So what are we doing with Corey? The course, I mean, he's going to be chalk city so DFS is probably out, but for a top 20, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's been playing good. 1, 2, 3, 4 top 20s in the last 6 starts, yet the model's like really not liking him. This is the thing with these sample sizes, like, and these breaks, it just messes with everything. So I need to get the last 24 rounds, but I didn't have the last 24 rounds because I wanted the rounds for like the Corn Ferry guys in there as well. So once Data Golf puts out their query tool, I'll grab that, and this will probably fix up a bit better. But yeah, I think Corey's a good player. Definitely a top 20 option. Gee whiz. Very much so. Like, very much so. Look at this. 47% of the time he's inside the top 20. So anything remotely close to plus money, Corey Connors. Even though the model's like grossed out about him right now. I don't know why. It's not good. Okay. Let's go to EVR. Shout out to EVR. Played some solid golf today. Very nice golf today, actually. EVR. 22nd. Shot -8 today. Very good stuff. So I'm proud of my boy. Did some good things. Gained putting a lot. The ball striking wasn't quite there. That's okay. What's he done at this venue? 44th. not the best. But he's playing good golf, and I think he must have got some rust off of his game. So he won the worldwide, T16, T30, T23 before that. Looked good. Wasn't playing good before he went on that little hot run with the irons. And the fact the irons are gone makes me concerned a little bit. But he's typically played well at this course, iron-wise. The putter let him down once or twice, and he's also around the green play is also concerning here too. But the ball striking at Wiley has been solid for Erik. He likes these like early season things, it seems. T6 at the American Express. So we'll see what he can get up to. Let's take a look and see what his strokes gain stuff did at the Tournament of Champions. Around the green, lost 3.24 in round 1. But was neutral on approach, basically. Lost a stroke on approach in round 2, lost a stroke on approach in round 3, and then gained a little bit today. Interesting. So maybe he bounces back, but I think Van Rooyen will be... Yeah. I think Van Rooyen is a solid option, yeah. Especially, got a decent bit of course history. T20 in 2022. So I think he's got a shot. We'll see. See what he gets priced at. I don't know about betting him at anything. He's a little all over the place. Darbo, will Corey be a top 20 golfer? That's a great question. I think so. Sorry, a 10K golfer. I don't know because let's see. Let's try and who will be 10K? Aberg will be 10K. Obe will be 10K. Hatton will be 10K. Fitz will be 10K, or at least a 10K candidate. So that's at least 3. Eric Cole will be in the 9s. Poston will be in the 9s. Russell Henley will be pushing 9s. Keegan will be somewhere. Sahith will probably be pushing 9s. I think Corey will be in the 9Ks. I think the 9K range is going to be pretty thick because we've got some elite talent up top. Like, I think we'll see some separation with Fitz, Obe, and Hatton. I think those will be maybe the 3 10K guys. Potentially Obe probably going. They no matter how badly he played all week. I was looking at the showdown salary tiers for him, and he just was never ever given a chance at a price decrease, no matter how badly he played. Just kept. I think his price even started going up. Like, he was in the 9Ks the whole time. So like, there's just nothing you want to like. What did he end? Oh my goodness, we're going so far away. Yeah. Okay, let's taking a bit of a tangent. He has round 4 showdown. Ludvig, where's he at? These are it's ownership. Yeah. 2% owned today. He shot 10 under par. No one had him at 9K in this field. So, yeah. So, I think 3 or 4 golfers, it's those other guys that I think it's Tyrrell, it's Aberg, and it's Tyrrell, Aberg. I'm having a brain fart right now. Who was the other guy that I said? And Fitz. They will be 10K for sure. And then I think between Eric Cole, between Corey, between Henley, between Adam Hadwin and Sahith. I think Sahith could potentially be in the 10. I think he'll be the 4th 10K guy. I don't see Corey. I think Corey's going to be chalk 9K if I'm predicting, no, I don't think Aberg will be in the 9Ks. He was 9K flat in showdown today in that field. Then we're going to go to this field. He's going to be in the 10s. He won't sniff the 9s. He'll be way up there. So yeah, I don't know. And Brian Harman is also in this field. Like this 9K range is going to be low. There's going to be potentially some of these guys have to be 8K, right? Surely. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. There's some good golfers at the top of the board. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what's cooking. All right, let's go to Davis Thompson. Davis Thompson, I don't think this course suits him. I'm just actually going to I'm going to start doing some expedited stuff. Like the par 5 scoring is Davis Thompson's bread and butter. It's not, there's only 8 of them. He gets to play all week. So that's not good for him at all. So we're out on him. I think this course suits Lucas Glover really well. And Lucas Glover's in this field, dude. So that's another 8-9K range guy. Even though Glover was in the 7s, I think in this field at this course definitely suits him. Has he played here much? 21st in course history. Yeah, these things like Corey Connors, I think he's only got 3 shot link rounds. So that's what's causing the issues in his model. Once we do the last 24, it'll figure it out. Let's take a quick peek at Lucas. I think I like his chances here, dude. He was ball striking the shit out of it this week. T5 in 2022. Missed the cut, I think, on the number basically, or close to in last year. So Glover, the way he's hitting his irons and stuff, like this week, Glover was insane. Lost on approach today and last putting, but he was one of the elite ball strikers of the field. If you take a look at approach play, Glover led the field this week. And he also was second worst in putting behind Hideki. So do with that what you want. And the fun thing was, but it was mainly, let's take a look here. Round 1, he lost 3.5 strokes putting, gained a bit in round 2, lost 2.3 in round 3, and then 1.45 in round 4. So like Glover just absolutely the putting. But he's putted okay here in the past. And now he's got the broomstick here. So maybe, actually, yes. I say yes to the Glover dress. Absolutely. I mean, look at these numbers. Like Rocket Mortgage, T4, John Deere, T6. Like these are kind of... I'm liking Glover this week. I am liking Glover. And I think after a really atrocious performance... He doesn't have elite course history. I think we can get some good numbers on Glover. When did we start speaking about him at 161? Probably. Yes, to the dress for Glove. I'm in. I'm so in on him, and I think I'm going to be in on a top 40 for sure. I think I'm definitely going to go top 40 because he can still survive a top 40 even with bad putting the way he's hitting his irons right now. Like these irons, once they get updated after this last tournament, are going to be, he's probably going to be the best in the field. Because, I mean, he gained so much in a field that was elite. Ryan Moore, this kind of course suits him well, but the course history is horrible. You'd figure he plays well here. Going to get Taylor Moore and Ryan Moore, but I'm just looking for course history. Taylor Moore played well today, by the way. Ryan Moore, what is your history here, bruh? What is the problem? Just missed two consecutive cuts, couldn't putt. That's his problem. Yeah. Man, the putting does a lot of people in at this venue. Decent ball strikers that just can't putt. So if you can't putt on Bermuda at this golf course, you're in trouble. And Ryan Moore was playing nice. He started playing really well early in 2023. And then kind of just lost the plot. So I don't know, man. What is his? It's his putting, eh? Yeah, Bermuda splits are bad. They're very, very bad. They're in the hundreds. So out on him for sure. 63. Harry Hall, he's a good putter. Yes, interesting. And if you think about Colonial's a course comp as well, and he played nicely at Colonial. He likes to hit those hybrids off the tee box. Let's see. We should have the comp call. Why has this not been up the whole time? Harry Hall, 165. 165 for Harry. Look at yep, there we go. There's Colonial for you, popping up for Harry. So he's definitely a comp course person for sure. Let's see what he got up to recently. T28 in 2023 for Harry putting. Look at that putting. Wow. Gained a ton putting. 8.9 strokes when he finished 28th here. And the approach play was balls bad. So what has he done for us lately? Miscut, T21, T26. Okay. Like a bit of everything. 2 miscuts to end the season. Not dicey, not good. Has he done anything over on the DP World Tour? That's a question that maybe can help us a little bit. No, didn't play any golf on the DP. So he's done not a lot of good stuff. But I'm tempted. I think he's a great DFS play. Because he played well at Colonial, and I think that's the only comp that Harry Hall has, probably, right? Harry Hall played really well and then sucked it up at Sedgefield. Played okay at TPC Antonio. So he played nicely at Colonial, obviously. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Harry, but I like him. I think we're going to play him this week. I think we're going to go to him because he's probably going to be 7K, 6K in this field, and just his putting splits on Bermuda are good enough. And we've seen how putting can really save guys here. And he played nicely at Colonial, which is a very similar kind of a course that requires similar kind of stuff. KH Lee, the big sexy. Typing. Where are we typing into? Yeah. 67. KH. He's been, I think he played quite nicely last few times we played. Pull up his stuff. Oh boy. Where's he? Why is this out of order? KH Lee, T28 in 2023, 48th in 2022, 19th in 2021. So he's got some solid finishes, yeah, but I mean nothing sensational. And where are his stats? Why is he missing? The last time he played was in the Open Championship. Yeah, he's played since. Like, where are his stats at? Is the RSM stuff somewhere else? Interesting, wherever his stats are. Whatever. But he finished 7th at the Shriners, and the 49 he finished 14th. So he's made some more cuts lately. I don't know. Oh, Benny On is another 9K golfer, for sure. For sure. I mean, he played great, and he plays well on these courses too. I'm just out on KHD isn't doing nothing for me. So whatever, leave him alone. Oh. Yes, I wonder if that's the case. It's just a million. It's like, but I had all that. I don't know. Like, his stuff's all weird. I'll find him at some point. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But that's the frustration about these databases, dude. Is these freaking, and now he's slowing all my crap down. Byeong Hun. Let's talk about some Byeong Hun. Holy cow, he played. I expected him to whittle under the pressure today, and he's big time. And with that broomstick putter now, I think I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm really excited for Byeong Hun. So we're going to definitely add him here to the mix. I think he's a smash play on this kind of a course, especially where you can rely a bit more on his short game around the greens than he typically does. You know, I want to pull up his stuff for this week. He played so well. I'm so proud of him. You know, he deserves some good credit. Finished fourth, Byeong Hun. And 3.5 strokes putting. So I expected him to really putt badly. Today, putted lights out. And the approach play, he lost 2.24 strokes. That's not very good today. But everything else has been pretty solid. I like Byeong Hun a lot this week. I think he's definitely live for a winner situation. Yeah, he's got some great course history, I would say, based off of, like, if you take a look at Byeong Hun's like strokes gained off the tee on shorter courses, he does okay. If you think about like the Honda, let's go and take a peek. Like the comp courses are in the Honda's not like really, but it is kind of a driver's course like this. Just there's so much to like about Byeong Hun right now, man. Holy cow, he's been doing some good stuff. Now that the putt is working and starting to like explode, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like. T3 at the Scottish. Not afraid to get in the mix. Look at this. T2 at the Wyndham. That's great. I love to see this. Look at that off the tee stuff at the Wyndham. Gained 4 strokes at the Wyndham. The Scottish is the Renaissance. I mean, that's wide open, so he's got massive length there. Dude. Byeong Hun, man. I think he's definitely gonna, if we can catch like a 35 or a 40 on him somehow. What was he last week? Couldn't have been super crazy. But off the tee, like, we love a guy like this off the tee. T12 in 2023. Putted well, yeah. Oh, Jesus, boys and girls. We're getting excited about this. Look how nicely he putted here without the broomstick. And if we pull up Byeong Hun's actual like profile, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Any guesses when he went to the broomstick? I'll zoom it in here. Any guesses when Byeong Hun went to the broomstick for putting? My guess would be right by the John Deere Classic, right? Like, it was bad until. So, yes, dude. I think if anything, Byeong Hun comes in the 20s, I'm pouncing. I don't even know. Let's take a quick peek here at this model. It's not going to want to pick up his stuff that well, though. He's like all the way down here because of his accuracy. Oh, Jesus. So let's take that out. Just see what happens if we do that. It doesn't really do that big of a deal, but yeah. Easy scoring. Byeong Hun, solid. And the thing is, like, he's playing good golf now. Like, that's the thing. Is like, it's since the putt has been figuring its stuff out. It's like, look at that. Look at that stuff. That's an insane run. Like, just to, like, got a little cold in the middle there and just started rolling today. I mean, a third at the Genesis, a second at the Wyndham, a fourth at the Century. Now, the thing is, he doesn't necessarily follow up a good tournament with another, like, sensational one. It doesn't seem, but I mean, the Open, it's tough to follow that up with. But around the greens, what's up, JK? Yeah. And off the tee, like we've said, important to be off the tee. Like, you got to freaking rock and roll off the tee, yeah, and he dominates off the tee. I think I'm going to bet Benny on regardless. I think the model's not a fan, but it's not caught up yet. I'm in. I'm buying the hype. I like what he's doing. I like the fact that he's just been in contention in a much stronger field. I feel like if he gets in the mix here, he's definitely going to be somebody that I think can rock and roll. I think he won't be scared to party. And he's good around the greens, plays nicely on easy courses. Look at this around the green play. It's great. And the Bermuda putting splits for him aren't the best, but he putted really well the last time. And he's definitely a first-round leader candidate as well. So I think we're just going to do the full complement on this dude. The full freaking complement. FRL, FML, first-round leader, and top 5, I think, is going to be a solid bet there. Showdown round 1, and just everything. Just everything. Going to win this tournament. All right. I think Darbro, we're going to have to find some rainmakers for Benny On. He was in one of the lineups that got me a freaking Tyson Alexander. Chad Ramey, interesting cat. Let's take a peek at him. I think he's going to be, we spoke about Benny On for a very hot minute there. Chad Ramey, in his last 12 rounds, been playing quite nicely. So his thing is accuracy over the distance. Like when you think of TPC Sawgrass, those kind of places, look at the comp courses here for Ramey there. Okay. Let's just go take a peek at his stuff. I like Ramey early on in the tournament as well. I think he kind of pops early and then kind of falls away, but not necessarily. Played okay. T54 in his one appearance here so far. Misses a bunch of cuts in every other situation. Misses the cut in 2022. Okay. It doesn't suit him as much as we thought. But his putting is where he gets his strokes done. I mean, obviously at the Sawgrass, that's what happened. Oh my God, he lost like 10 strokes approach at the Memorial. Holy cow, dude. So top 20s in 2 fall events, starting to like gain a bit of momentum on the approach side of things. That looked good. So maybe he's a sneaky play. I mean, he'll be in the 6Ks probably, will Chad Ramey. I guess not really. We got a lot of bad golfers in this field too. So maybe a 7K play, but I like him. Killer Keith, in his 3 rounds of golf, it's been atrocious. So that's not good. But that's only 3 rounds. That's why we're deep diving. So let's add Killer Keith here to the 179 mark and find it. So off the tee, he's going to be insane. That's exactly what, like, doesn't matter. Narrow and long, baby, he can go. And he's solid from good shots from 150 to 200, right? 5th in the field for 2023 stats. And I think his par 5 scoring is one of his key metrics, but that's not that critical. Round one, first round leader for Keith. I like that a lot. That's nice on Bermuda. Better than he does typically. Doesn't necessarily crush the top 20s that much, but a top 40 is definitely in the mix, especially with how well he drives the ball. Let's take a quick peek here and see if he's done anything significant at this golf course in the past. I like Mitchell. Chad Ramey lost 10 strokes in 1 round on approach at the Memorial. That's insane. Oh, yes. Good course history. when he plays well. It's top 20 or bust. So that's Keith for you, folks. T16 in 2019, miscut in 2020, 14th the following year, 7th the following year, and then missed the cut last year. And because he putted like shit in round 1. But look at this off the tee. Like, it just sets you up. So, and look, oh, baby. Like, the ball striking is averaging over around, like, even if you take out this one, he's averaging 0.8 ball striking at this venue. So it's whether or not the putter shows up and doesn't like absolutely nuke his stuff. What's up, shot like? My boys actually screwed me to had him in a lineup that scored 802 and had a win. Oh my God. Oh man, that's brutal, buddy. Ugh. Sorry, dude. He's going to be good. He's going to be good, but he just couldn't handle it from the get-go. Eh? Double bogey on the first hole, and that was that. So, yikes. Okie dokie. So we're definitely going to be playing a bit of Keith Mitchell. Look at this course history. We could probably get him at some low priced. I think maybe we'll see. But Keith's looking good, especially for a top 20. I think he's boom or bust in that department. Top 20. Out the number. All right. I like his chances. Tyler Duncan seems to play well in these coastal courses. Course history has been ass. All right. Why? Why, Tyler? What's your problem? Wow. Can't hit into the greens. Can't approach the greens. He's missed 3 cuts in a row and a T57 in 2019. That's no good. What's his approach play looking like lately? Very, very here and there. But wow, we've got some really good results lately, guys, from him, especially off the tee. That sets up nicely. I'm assuming once we get some solid sample size, how many rounds we got here? 13. If you take a look at what he's been up to the last little while off this tee, holy cow, Tyler Duncan. Last 24 rounds. It's 0.8 off the tee. And we can go all the way back to like the last 31 rounds. 0.7. That's a great sample size worth of data there for off the tee stuff. And we started really peaking here to end the season. 16th, 18th miscut at a course that didn't really reward his accuracy. I think he's an accuracy guy. Is that? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Look at this stuff. There's just green everywhere. Yeah. I guess Al Cardinal and Summerlin, there's lots of stuff, but he's starting to, whatever he's doing, it's solid. I think Tyler Duncan, despite the bad, although course history can be a problem, there's a lot of course history necessary to play well here, but I definitely think there's opportunity to take on guys that haven't played well here before when they're playing better now, especially if their skill set suits this course. Like right now, he's just balling out off the tee. So give me that. And then out of the rough, he's playing some solid golf too, but the rest of his stuff is very bad on approach. So we'll just take a chance on him. I think he's worth a crack. Top 40? He's been playing some nice golf. I don't know. We'll see what numbers come out on him. Wow, those driving numbers were very nice to look at. Got some nerdy, sexy ass off the tee numbers there. Nick Taylor, I'm always going to be playing this guy. Top 40, 53% of the time, he's great. And the thing is, he plays these these courses, I don't think the Tournament of Champions wasn't his MO. He's a wedge guy. 100 to 150 is 13th in the field in strokes gained. He's also pretty solid from 150 to 200. Like, he's not a good long iron player, I don't think. He's a wedge guy, but the driver was a massive, massive problem for him this week. Where the hell is our... Oh, okay. Nick Taylor. Look at this. I mean, yeah, it was just bad everywhere. He had one good day and with the irons and still shot even. Oh my God. Like, it's just, but I mean, after that bad of form, you never know. He could bounce back. Let's take a quick peek at his stuff. I think Nick Taylor is definitely going to be, I like playing him. He's my guy. He's not afraid to get in the mix. Obviously, won the Canadian, ended quite nicely. So, like, maybe he bounces back after a bad week. But also, that was some really bad numbers. Some really bad numbers from him. Oh, yeah. 7th, 11th, 32nd. Last 3 trips to the Sony. I'll be playing him. Definitely playing Nick Taylor. Tyler Duncan, when did we stop speaking about him? At about 305, 304? Taylor Pendrith tends to, I remember betting him in 3 different separate matchups at Pebble Beach because it was a short course, and turns out he's actually pretty darn good at playing these short courses. Like, if you take a look, his comp course history is pretty shit, but he shot like the Todd Father summoned his inner Hatton today. Oh my God, did he not? Broke that driver, baby. Broke the driver. And he freaked out on it. Like, that was a vicious, like, he should swing his driver with that amount of ferocity at the ball. But when he did it, it was at the ground and broke his driver. Like, he was tilted. We made some nice money off of Brendon Todd this week, betting against him. Taylor Pendrith. What are we doing, brah? Let's figure out what your situation is. Mr. Kuchar, the first time he played T7 at Pebble. Look at this. The only time I've made 3 matchups against him, he finishes T7, and that's that. That was it. Putted. Oh, my God. Gained 4.5 strokes putting in the final round. Like, you can't make that stuff up. Look at this. That's the only top 10, only like top 40 he had in forever. Top 30. Yeah, until recently. He's starting to play a bit better. Wow, he's starting to play a lot better, actually, in the fall. With some miscuts, but a lot more upside. Like, he wasn't really doing much until the Rocket Mortgage. T14, miss, a few miscuts, and then T3 at the Shriners, T15 at the Worldwide, T8 at the Butterfield, and then missed the cut on the number at Sea Island. Taylor Pendrith, folks. Now, the thing is, does he show up with that form? That was over the space of 4 months that he did decent. Like, he's got upside, I'd say. So he could be, I know I've mentioned a bunch of top 20 guys, but I mean, like, if you bet him, why not bet a top 20? Because he seems to just, when he's playing well, he plays well, but when he's not, he's not. So if you're going to bet a top 20, every time he's made a cut in the last 4, he's finished top 20. So I don't know. And I think I like him at a course like this where it's like kind of positional off the tee. He's pretty solid in these departments, got tons of length. Interesting stuff. Let's add him to the mix here. 187 or so. Top 20 or bust. I guess it's also not a terrible GPP play. Okay. It's Kirk. Wonder what this guy's been up to lately. Jesus Christ. Sahith Theegala. How can you not beat this guy? Look at this. Look at what we were dealing with here leading up. T28, T9, T29, 16th, miscut, T21st, 14th. Like, where? Like, what was going on? Like, nothing was showing to be like elite in a field like this, and then just goes like rogue. Like, you only have a few chances a year to have your guy in the outright market like play well, and Sahith was that guy this week for me. And then Chris Kirk just goes and it was insane. Insane stuff. Anyway, moving on. We're not even going to talk about Chris Kirk. Well, I guess we can. Do we want it? Chris Kirk, 190, 199. Chris Kirk, does he do it again? I mean, the course history is great here. He obviously loves playing. I guess we should have seen this coming. Third here and second in 2 of his last 3 starts with the 27th in between. Does everything well. Putts nicely on this course. It's similar to the Honda. I don't know why we keep mentioning the Honda. A lot of guys that have played well at the Honda tend to maybe play well here. Oh, yeah. There's his Honda, obviously. So, I don't know. I don't know what his ownership's going to be. I don't know what like a top 20 is going to be on him. Do you want to bet a guy after he's just won a tournament? I think it's probably just safer to just not play the guy. We'll see. Kuchar did some fun, and he like was all over the place last week, wasn't he? Yeah, the -7, losing 2 strokes putting. Just the putting couldn't get it together. Up and down, up and down. Like, so that seems like showdown to me for Kurt. I don't know. How's he played here before? Went through outside the PGA and the freaking Arnold Palmer has been ass. And he can't putt. He can't putt in Hawaii, it seems. So I think we're just out on him. I know people like him, but I'm out on him. Hasn't really done much. No upside. I think he's going to be one of the more pricier guys anyway. So I'm out. Out on Kurt Kitayama. Situation. Brandon Hu. Interesting. Out. I don't know why I'm typing that, but Brandon Hu. Let's talk about Brandon Hu. He's a signature event guy. He doesn't play well in them, but he plays nicely in the non-designateds. You're going to see here now. Actually, does very nicely when it's not a non-designated. Until like before, he kind of lost some form. But if you take a look at his status, he made all these cuts, whatever, good for him. But I think he kind of ran out a bit of a juice. But there was a trend here where Canadian Open, T9, designated, miscut. Byron Nelson, 23rd. Mexico Open, 3rd. RBC Heritage, designated, miscut. Valero, T58, whatever. Players finished 19th. Good for him. Honda Classic, T14. Designated, T50, miscut. AT&T Pebble Beach, 2nd. So, like, he was popping hard in the non-designated events, but doesn't seem to like playing at Wildlife Country Club. I don't know. Wait and see, I think, on Brandon Hu. Definitely going to wait and see. Patton Kizzire. What are we doing with freaking Patton Kizzire? I think he tends to play well on his, like, other courses. He's got a decent, okay course history here. I don't know. I'm really leaning into the course history this week. It's very important, I think. Find some success from betting. Obviously, course history in DFS, I'm down to like ignore a little bit. So he's playing okay worldwide. Obviously, likes to play in Mexico, I guess, on those kind of fairways, but just no top tens. No top tens here outside of when he played here 2021, finished 7th. 2019, he finished 13th, and he's putted lights out here pretty much every single time he's played until last year. Let's see if that's the case. Like, is that when he started putting badly, or is that when like yeah, he wasn't putting well leading into it either. But he's typically played well, yeah. I don't know. Check him out. Worth an option. Just putting it out there. Matty Schmidt doesn't seem like he's got too much safety going on in his world. I keep doing that. I don't know. I'm starting to run out of energy to talk about these guys because they're not very exciting down here. And we're only on like 53 guys. But let's take a look. Aaron, I'm kind of just going to start scooting down the guys that have got solid course history, like Aaron Badley. I think he's played well here pretty much every time. He loves coastal courses, like at the Amex. I think you got to go back to Bads for sure. T7, T41 for Sony Open appearances for the Aussie. So that's solid. Putted well. Gained over 3 strokes putting in 3 out of his 8 appearances. Yeah, like 8 rounds. So lots of good there. And then just kind of chilled off the tee, which makes a lot of sense. I like him at coastal courses a lot. What's he been up to? Okay, 3M. Like popping here and there, I guess. Zozo's basically that's like equivalent of a T40. But I like him at the Sony, especially after a little time off. I think he's going to come out firing. Played nicely here last time. And with the way he can putt at a course that he's putted well at in the past, he's going to have a few days that he's going to putt well. So definitely maybe a showdown. I mean, he's got massive showdown potential. I don't think he's got good week-long potential, but I think he's got good showdown potential for sure. So I'm going to be playing Badly in showdown. Okay. Would we do that at 317? We went Matty Schmidt. We pretty much just glossed over him. Ryan Palmer. Ooh, wow. So when Ryan Palmer is one of these guys, I think is a course history guy. He plays well in Texas, and I guess he plays well at the Sony for whatever reason. I guess is he a good driver of the golf ball? Does that help him? Yeah. He's nothing sensational, just solid. So maybe a Palmer top 40, but also I think I started doing that a few places where he played well at in the past. And basically nothing worse than a top 41 in 4 starts at the Sony. 4th, 41st, 12th, and 32nd. 32nd being the most recent time he's played here. And I mean, look at this driving. God damn. 3/4 of a stroke off the tee. How does that relate to his current? Yep, he's still driving it. I mean, it's just the putting that's the problem for him right now. Wow, some solid form as well. Great form to end. I mean, outside of then the RSM Classic, he just took a shit. But the driving has been good. He's been driving the ball great. So let's take a quick peek. He's an interesting situation because He seems to putt well, yeah, no matter when. And I don't think he's typically ever been a good putter. Putts well at places that he putts well at. Sony didn't lose. Wasn't really doing much beforehand going into it. Doesn't really putt like the AT&T Texas played nicely. So he's definitely a guy that you want to play at and that's 2022. Let's take a look here. AT&T Byron Nelson played well there. Worldwide played well there. So let's take a look at the Sony again. Yeah, was putting like up and down. He's very inconsistent depending on the course he plays at. So Ryan Palmer definitely is a guy you want to play at courses he plays well at, like the Byron Nelson and I guess the Butterfield. Does he like playing at the Butterfield? Is that just because he's been playing like ass, he had to finally play there again? Let's take a look at 2021. What he's putting. Oh, he was putting really nicely going into the Sony by then, though. Interesting. What was he doing in 2020? Also, okay, but playing much better golf at the time. Interesting situation. We'll see. I mean, you could get a number on him that's kind of rogue. I'm not entirely sure where we would go there. Got to minute 200, friends. Thanks for tuning. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. I'm taking a minute reading some chats. I think Ryan Palmer, course history, comp courses, checks out nicely. And it seems like, the driving at this course, if you can start off a hole well, you're good. Like if you think about Siwoo, how he was driving it seemed pretty good. Gary Keegan, geez, we got to go to these guys, right? Like, also, I wish I had better. I should have done better there. I don't know what I got this crappy data sample size for. Go. What are we doing, Brabins? I don't know what his situation is. Carson Young seems like a fun bet. Yeah. What's his situation? I think Carson Young for like a top 20. He was one guy that I did the who am I? Yeah, I never get Igor right either, dude. He's so hit and miss. He's so volatile. I'm just going to leave him alone. Let's go to Carson Young and see what his situation is. Missed the cut in 23 at the Sony, but he's also a good driver of the golf ball. Like, that's good to see. Didn't drive it that well when he missed the cut in 2023, though, but that's okay. Typically a solid driver of the ball until kind of recently. It's kind of gone a bit wayward, and then it gets better again. And then he finishes 9th at the Worldwide Technology and then 19th at the 40net. So he's got pop potential. 2 top 20s in his last 5 starts, which is nice for a DFS and for if you get a plus 400 top 20 for him, especially with how he drives it. But around the green play, Carson Young, what are we doing? Holy cow, buddy. So from the rocket to the Shriners, he's losing a stroke around the greens. And then obviously he plays well at the Worldwide Technology because they're hitting like 1 million greens in regulation. Ooh, that's a massive concern. It's a massive concern. Because you need to be able to play well, yeah, with around the greens, right? Like, what are the green regulation rates? They're a little higher, I guess. So around the greens, a little less important. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tough decision to make on him. Let's say Carson Young. I don't know. It's ownership, it's price, it's everything. I like him though, but just around the greens is a problem. Around the greens. Okay. Michael Kim. He kind of fell off the face of the earth as well. Cheers, JK. Let's have a good week, man. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know. Like we've been almost midnight. Oh Jesus, 12:30. Yeah. So we'll see. I might start powering through, but there's like so many good names here, friends. Got Kisner involved, Norman Yang. I've also got to do my Corn Ferry Tour article tonight still. I'm probably going to pull an all-nighter typing that up, but whatever. Off we go. But I think we've taken care of the majority of the guys that like are at the top here. So are there any guys, are there any guys that you want me to look at? Or you, Darbo? Can kind of figure out if we want to do that before I get off of here. I do want to check out Michael Kim. Because he was playing good golf. And then CT, okay. And then went on this cut missing situation after multiple top tens in some big events. Kind of got in his head probably, because he is a bit of a head case, isn't he? Yeah, he's never played well here, but also he has never played well, when he has been playing. So I think the driver for him is the problem, not necessarily getting off to a good start on the holes. And the driver's been here and there. Interesting. I think he's got lots of good upside, though. So I think depending on what he gets up to, definitely going to take an eye out on some, definitely DFS. I don't know if I'm going to bet him or not. Pretty good at finishing inside the top 40. He said CT Pan. Dude, that guy is an injury problem, man. I think I had him in like 15% of my lineups the last time he withdrew. At the Shriners, was it? Yeah. Yay. So thanks for that, Jake. Shot like. T9th at the Sandersons, played great there. And then almost won, I think, at the Byron Nelson. Yep. And the Canadian came back and started playing great golf. But he's only appeared at the Sony once and missed the cut because of the driver that week. But he doesn't really have a profile, does he? He's like all over the place. I don't know what to tell you, yeah, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Upside. I mean, he's got tons of upside. I mean, 1, 2, 3 top 10s last year, but also multiple, many miscuts and a few WDs. So, you know that. I don't know what else to tell you. The putting seemed to be getting better, and then he's missed a bunch of cuts here and whatever. So we'll see what happens with him, but we'll leave CT Pan alone. Michael Kim, what time did we start speaking about him? Probably a little closer to 2:04, 2:05. And then CT, let's find your CT, because we probably started speaking about him at 2:27, 2:07. Where the hell? It's kind of weird having to scroll so far after the century. Luke List, guys, is also on my short list. Like the putting, I'm gonna actually get to Eckroach here next, but let's just talk about Luke List here for a little bit. This dude is starting to move in the right direction with the putter. And it's not like he's putting amazingly, but he's gaining like a little bit each week by having these like up and down rounds. It's a definite showdown. The way he's putting now is definite showdown stuff. Sure. I mean, look at like when he won the Sandersons, he obviously putted lights out, made that bomb in the playoff, which I don't think is reflected in the strokes gained. Gains a lot, loses a lot. Like kind of under pressure, it seems like the putter disappears. But early on in the week, the putter's right there. Round 2's when he's played badly. Round 4 kind of thing. So like but since let's go with here since the Scottish, Luke List is gaining an average of 0.39, and if we take out that one big round, he's still averaging a 0.14 putting. Luke List in the last 18 rounds. And then obviously you're getting incredible stuff off the tee from him. So I'm in. I think this guy's got another chance at another top 20. Like he's obviously played fantastic golf. Like look at this. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4 of the last. Why, Darbo? Why won't you touch this? Because of the stigma? Because he's a bad putter? Let's pull up his stuff here. Like this is insane what he got up to, dude. Each 22nd, yeah. He gained putting. And he lost off the tee somehow. He was just driving everywhere, apparently. But was one of the longer hitters. Round 1. 1.3 strokes putting. Lost in round 2. Same amount. Gained 1.75. Gained. Like, he's putting nicely, man. Well, you being priceless, Darbo. Why? What is the problem? What is the problem with him? Like, the results have spoken for themselves. Like, he's played great golf lately. He's missed the cut here because he's putting like shit. But the rest of the time, he's been playing fine. I guess off the tee, he hasn't really thrived that well, but he's typically balling off the tee outside of this week. So maybe he bounces back. But maybe he's also super chalky going into this week after playing and people seeing that he's starting to putt better. I'm in, though. I'll bet him top 20. At anything plus money, I'm in on him. I'll take it. Take a chance. I think he'll be fine. Eckroat. Okay. So let's take a look at his putting. When he's sure. There's times where he's been putting. It kind of jumps back and forth, but there's been like, since what did we say? The Scottish. Yeah, the approach play has kind of gone a bit backwards, hasn't it? But it's still spiky. So I think, he's definitely putting better. Like you can definitely like, yeah, exactly. Shot like is spot on here, saying Darbo's being salty because Aberg got whacked by Luke List in the playoff. So yeah, top 20. Let's go. Boys, keep it chill in the chat here, okay? I love it. Okie dokie. So yeah, Luke List. Chat about him for a hot minute. I think we're going to smark him a lot this week. Where is Eckroat? Here he is. He's got a pretty high success rate when it comes to top 20s versus top 40s, which is nice. Solid off the tee, but the putting, that's always his thing. Check this Bermuda putting. Round 2 and round 4. He likes to put himself in the corner, and then he rock and rolls afterwards. I'm actually going to just make sure I put the thing here. 3, 2, 0. What the hell was our time? Where was Luke List at? 2:10, so 2:14. Okay. Eckroat. 8th at the RSM after a big round 1. And then really nothing before that outside the worldwide. Seems like played nicely there, but also just his thing is he's a showdown guy, eh? But not very reliable. But he'll break a slate for you once or twice. US Open, the US Open, he finished 10th. Austin Eckroat, that was his second best finish of the. Okay, not really, but holy cow, he had a nice little run here when he started actually putting better. Are those bent grass greens though, down in Texas? Maybe that's why he played a bit better until we get to Murfield and the US Open. LACC, what's that, POA? So, did he play the Honda? Yeah, he missed the cut at the Honda. Putted like pretty badly and probably hit a few water balls in round one. Solid course history here in his lone appearance. Putted nicely all 4 days. Gained strokes barely in round two, but putted nicely. So that's good. Did he like? I'm in. I don't know. I'm Danny back in. Yeah, I'm out. I'm in. I don't know. I think people. I'm definitely in for showdown and first round. Well, I think he's a great first round candidate. What did he do in round one? 3.5 strokes in round one. Yeah. So he can absolutely roast it off the tee. Kind of lost that a little bit, eh? Since the Travelers kind of got it back at the RSM again. Okay. So we're in, we're out. We're snip-snapping, Michael Scotting our way to Austin Eckroat. We'll just say snip, snap, snip, snap. Okay. Yeah, the last 3 events he's played nicely, man. And I think the fact that he's putted well here, at least those 4 rounds, 4 consecutive rounds was nice to see, despite his atrocities on Bermuda, which we'll investigate. I'm going to keep scooting down here. Noren could find himself in the 8K range, depending on what we think of him. Take a look at Alex Noren. I like the putting. If he putts well, yeah. Has he played here before? Second at the Bermuda, third at the Shriners, 23rd at the RSM. Some solid form ending the season. 13th at the 3M. 9th at the Rocket. Naren's been playing some good golf, man. And then, wow. Lost strokes putting in all 4 rounds here last time round. With 2 rounds spiking for 7 total strokes on approach, which is insane. So you're getting that from him. I don't know what that means. And that was 2020. Okay. I don't know. What the hell? Who the hell? But I kind of dig him. I'm sure Spencer will be all over Naren as well. The Gim Reaper, I kind of don't mind him on these kind of courses either. Lots of red over here. It looks like he's just gone through his own stats with the freaking hacksaw. Holy cow. What's his... Oh, and his course history is... I'm not even going to touch that. So we'll leave him alone. Leave the Gim Reaper alone. I think we're going to go to him. So Nicholas Lindheim is one of the guys that we're going to ride up for the Corn Ferry. He's been playing good golf. Been playing solid, finishing inside the top 40 and stuff a lot. So I think he can do his thing just fine. We'll get into his article. I think that would be better to see. Whew. All right. I'm going to start wrapping it up here. I think Joel Damon requires a good track record, right? Doesn't he? He needs to be playing regularly before you bet on Joel, even though this course kind of suits him with the accuracy stuff, and he's pretty solid, I guess. But the putting is not good for Joel. Hayden Buckley can't keep his around the green game remotely on the planet, so that's a problem. Yeah. I don't know. Who else has got some good course history that we want to take a peek at? Yeah, Webb Simpson. Oh boy, that's not good. Siwoo's got good, but that's because he won. So he'll get steamed. And how did he? What's Siwoo's situation? He's solid. Like Siwoo's a top 40 beast. So I think maybe a top 40 bet for Siwoo will be a solid. I mean, look at these. For the most part, it's just top 40, top 40. Like, doesn't like to flirt with the front, though, outside of the Memorial. But I think Siwoo for a top 40 bet at this venue is definitely on the cards. Granted, with that course history, it will be tough to get really good odds on that. But let's take a quick peek here at what his like percentages. %67% of the time. So that's minus 200, you know. So anything south of minus 200 is Siwoo City for a top 40. I would bet it, you know, especially after you got the rust off last tournament. I think that's 25th, you know, started bouncing back nicely as the week went along. Just did his thing. But got off to a bit of a rough start with the putter in round one and then kind of bounced back. So that's good to see from Siwoo. I'm on board for Siwoo, like just a top 40 bet. I'm not afraid anymore to take on negative odds. I took Scotty at minus 200 for a top 10, paid off. Bang. Took dude, this is almost a 4-hour stream. This is 3.5. It's 3:42. I know. I don't know. My voice is starting to get a little rough. So I'm in on Siwoo. Where the hell were we? 200 and 220 probably. Yeah. So that's me, boys and girls. I am going to be done for the day. I think for that, ZJ is an interesting cat, but I don't know. Don't know what else we want to talk about here. Patrick Rogers played nicely this week, but I think that course suits him much better than this one, for sure. Vince Whaley. Oh, so since it was 3:58 was your longest, I might as well just beat it my first go. So I'm going to go to 3:59 and then call it quits. So we've got another 16 minutes. Darbo, just so I can say I beat you. Because then if you want to beat me, you're going to have to do 4 hours. What were we looking at? Vince and Whaley. Vince and Whaley. Wow. Not a lot of missed cuts. So he's got that going for him, but also a lot of T72s and 79s and 59s. But dude, this guy's making cuts like a freak. He missed one cut. And his name's causing issues in the database probably. So it's probably not pulling exactly. He was Vincent in 2020 and now he's Vince in 2022. So things have did I get a Vince Whaley? No, I never got it. What? Let's go and find this thing. I blacked out during the rip. So I will have to go and investigate quickly. Did I get him? I got a Will Gordon, Tyson Alexander, Russell Knox, and Stuart Sink. Jesus. What a disgusting situation. Also, Darbo, I didn't tell you that I went in. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting my Vince Whaley. You're getting me all hyped up over nothing, yeah. Yeah, apparently you blacked out too. But I mean, look at how he ended. His last dude. Vince, everything. looking solid. Putting around the green, off the tee in particular. I like to see that. Like, that looks good. What is Vince's number here? 3 hours is 246. No, we're not. 226. 4 hours is 240. So, yeah, so 220, 224, 223 for Vince. Man, my math in minutes and hours is very bad. Darbo, so do you do timestamps on your stuff? I don't think you do. I mean, that would be impossible. I mean, you can't. Your show's too back and forth with the audience. That's what my goal was, to try and do that. And I think I need to take, like, I don't know how easy it will be to do timestamps. I need to see. But I think that'll be a good tool, because I don't think anyone wants to just sit here and listen for 4 hours. But I think it will help. Like, you know, people can just click on guys that they want to chat about or want to listen to. So what the hell was this number? 224. Vincent Whaley, dude. Putts nicely on Bermuda as well. Wow. Yeah. You do it by the segments as well. You're right. Which is nice. Dude, I don't get that many views on YouTube and stuff. Like, to get 100 for me is a lot. Even though, you know, I'm on a lot of shows and stuff. But the Hacking It in Hollywood got some, like, 112 views. Just that little segment for The Office. So think about your show. You're going to come on and do a Hacking It in Hollywood with me, Darbo. All right. Let's find a few other guys. We've got to get to 4 hours here, so I can tell Darbo I beat him. We'll just keep going down the board. Justin Lower, I think DGN 75, big fan of his round by round performances for Justin Lower. A 3. I think Justin Lower is going to be an interesting situation. What's he done here for? Not very good course history at all. Yeah, I don't know about Justin Lower, especially he's super good at putting from far away. It's just his nearby putting is bad for him, eh? Interesting. Let's take a look. Let's dive into him. Let's see. '64th, 74, 67, 67, 74, because he just couldn't putt on Saturday. Not good. Not good. Oh, you've been doing it for 6 years. Yeah. So that, I think YouTube, unless you like an incredible personality like DGen, it's tough to really, you know, get that following pretty hard, you know. So, but it's cool. We're just churning along. I think I'm over 200 subscribers now. So shout out to all of you guys. You guys are rock stars. 2019. Yeah. Nice, dude. That's awesome. It's fun. I love this stuff. This is like the best, man. I love just absolutely just cruising through the board, and golf DFS and betting and stuff is the best. All right, so back to Justin Lower. T41, T23, T20, and a miscut for his last 4 starts. But he's just got that one blow-up round. It's almost always when he's too close, like Zozo. Gains 3 straight, but not a lot, but enough to get in the contention, kind of like playing good, and then loses 5 strokes in the final round. Gains a lot. Yeah, I know. I am. I'm doing okay, Darbo. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm actually going back on Mayo's show to talk about the T20 Dead Heat article. which is kind of exciting. So I'm going to have to pull some data for T5 and T10 and kind of run the numbers for that stuff as well. But at least the template's done. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm going to have Sia on for Frazier at some point once football season's over as well. So that'll be a fun show. I'm really excited about the hacking it in Hollywood. It's going to be a good time doing all that stuff. So Justin Lower finally at the Butterfield managed to string 4 consecutive rounds of strokes gained positive together. So that's good for him, bit of confidence. But holy cow, dude, I just don't think you can play a guy that has this massive blow-up potential every time. It's just, he's a head case. So definitely going to play him in Showdown, I guess. That's exactly how it is. What's a great idea, Darbo? I said a bunch of stuff. So I got lots of good ideas. You need to clarify. Wink, wink. So Justin Lower Showdown, obviously. D-Gen's. You're right, Shot. Like, it is interesting, man. The Hollywood pod, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. You know, I've been having a fun time doing this, man. And I think we're starting to gain some serious traction at Rotorball of this year. So me and Spencer doing that between my podcast that we did it on to the Back Nine Bets and to the Rotoballer channel, that show got like 200 likes. 200 views. So for the first go around, it was great. And, you know, people weren't expecting it, so they weren't watching. But I think we're going to get some good movement with me and Spence. I like us on the show together, and we're going to have a guest on there between the three of us and have a good time, mostly other Rotoballer people and, you know, bigger names. So it'll be fun. Fun stuff. Okay, so Justin Lower, we're done with him. Griot, he's in the mix. What is like? This model's all jacked up with this last 24 rounds. That's pretty incredible. All right, so Griot, let's dive into his stuff. Emiliano Grillo at what are we at here? 232 minutes. Yeah, that Win Daily show shot like is awesome, man. It's so much fun. It's a great idea. It's a great concept, and it's so informative in a very fun way. It makes like so much sense. Okie dokie. Griot. He's hit and miss right now. I think I bet him at the Shriners, and I think I bet him at the Worldwide Technology. I bet him at the Sanderson as well. Obviously, because that's when he retweeted my stuff. But the putter just let him down, but then played nicely at the Zozo, where he's played well up before. He's playing solid golf until the full swing. Like once the full swing rolled around, he just kind of sucked. And he's sucked it up at the Sony the last 2 times he's played as well. Interesting. Why? Putting around the green play. Yeah. But off the tee, he balls out it there. So he can do it. He's definitely live. I think, you know, especially with how volatile he's been. I'll go back to my boy Gree. Definitely. Hopefully he can get it figured out. But also like a top 40 on him isn't the worst bet in the world, I don't think. He's done some solid stuff there. What did he do last week? Griot. Wow. Where the hell is he? Jesus. At one point, he was all the way he was playing good golf early in the week. -7, -5. So got to -12 after 2 rounds, and then went -3 for the next 3. Not good. And putting, he's a head case. Like the putting just went absolutely he just lost it. I think he just gave up. And that's the thing with it. I mean, this is a look of defeat right here. I mean, the approach play went early, and then it is what it is. Makes me strokes gain snapshots from my stroke. I may have figured out the biggest snag I had in my database today. Found out a formula that is just money. Strokes gain snapshots for my strokes gain buckets. Interesting. So you're going to explain that on your show. Obviously, I'll listen in. That sounds exciting, dude. Yeah, there's strokes gain, and then there's like, if you can parse through the strokes gain stuff, that's when you know you're like really starting to get into the weeds, you know. So you're going to go hit and miss with Grillo, yeah? I don't know. I think he could win this thing or he could miss the cut. It's just how he goes. I think this course suits Camilo Villegas pretty nicely. He's been playing solid until he wasn't. Like, he got himself way too excited going into the second round and then blew up. So I think he's an interesting option, yeah. Because he was playing fine. The putting just disappeared on him too. He just completely lost it after the first round. He only played the next 3 rounds 4 under par, which is bad. Very bad. Interesting. Oh, Will Zalatoris. We should probably end that chat about this, huh? What is the number we're on now? 236 is Willie Z. I don't know about Willie Z. I think he's a wait and see situation. Obviously, immense talent. We'll figure out what to do with him. I don't know. I don't know about at this course either. Jeez, I'm getting tired. I don't know about this course. I don't know about this course for him. But he's a good driver of the ball. But what was his issue at the Euro? It was the putter. Like, the putter was all over the place again, and everything was just all over the place. Everything. Wasn't gaining off the tee. Finished last. Putting around the greens. Everything was bad. So we'll have to wait and see on him. But I mean, after the first round, he played kind of nicely. And then kind of just fell backwards. So we'll have to see what he gets up to. Oh, round 1 was bad. Shot 9 over. Then shot 4 under, 7 over, 1 under. Okay. So, wow. Roller coaster of a ride for Willie Z there. I know, shot like, I hope it is too, because I've got Willie Z for the Masters at 50-1. I know, shot. Darbo, you're not going to bed just yet. We need to get 1 more minute so I can do 59. And I want you to, that's why I'm out of this thing. I want you to look me in the eyes when I beat you. And I want you to stare deep into my soul. Like, very deep. Like, and know that I'm a better man than you. I'm a longer streamer. I am the 3-hour, 59-minute man. Thanks for sticking around. I'm not going to do 4 hours. I'm going to do 3:59. But you have the opportunity next time. Can one-up me. It's just going to take 4 hours of your life. But you've got this. Awesome. I'll have you on the show soon. And we'll catch up this week in the chats and everything. Cool, boys, girls. Thanks for tuning in. That was fun. We'll do it again. Get better at it. Have fun. Try and figure out a way to go quicker. Thanks for tuning in, Shot Like. Really appreciate you, buddy. And I'll catch you in Darbo's chat on Tuesday night. Peace.